for the Danes. This is about as dominant as they would have liked to have been on this T side. We know that when Navi switch things over, they're going to be playing that very, very slow style of CS that we've been used to seeing, and they're leaving it down to the wire. And I think that's where Astralis almost becomes the perfect counter. Now this time, Zeus, he's opened up over here in mid. He's found device. Man advantage gained for Navi. The only issue is this B bomb site now has to stand on its own 2 feet, and there's no one here to prop it up. So this bomb plant going to come in for Astralis. The likelihood is just going to think about saving on it. 3, this could be possible. Dupree's the man who calls it all into question, as he's already locking down the connector. If Zeus finds it, he's not going to. The rest of the boys going to try and push in and see what they can do. Simple's retrieved an AK, so maybe they're still in with a chance. He does have armor as well, important to note, but they have to pick up the pace if they want to lock in this round. And Dupree continuing to put up these numbers, continuing to be the savior that Astralis need. They are losing players left and right, but Magisk is here to mow down the remaining 2, and Astralis now 10-4.
Yeah, I mean, that's worth going for. It's not really worth saving the guns, even though, you know, we're going into the last round of the half. You can only save and give away so many rounds. And when you have a 5v3 like that and you have a couple of guns picked up, if you don't go for it, you're wasting an opportunity. But, of course, lack of armor going to be a real problem. They couldn't get those 2 players out of connector, and Astralis is going to be able to lock it down as a result. Buy coming through here from Navi. Simple, he heavy bought in the previous round. He full bought when everyone else ecoed. So that's really come back to bite him here as he plays MP5. No utility behind it either. Luckily they have some loss bonus, but that's only a result of them not winning rounds, and Astralis are already giving it to them. Sneaking through the connector though, Glaive, Dupree, Magisk. Already opening up. Dupree's just going to wreck Simple. They don't expect the second player in the toilet, though, and Electronic does drop the bomb. That's a dangerous sending it in first. He's now got that under his control, but he's not got a life to hold onto it with. Magisk has traded him back, and we've already got players up on this A site to catch a rotation. We know Dupree can hit the shot, and he's going to do it again. Edward's already gone. His body just falling down the stairwell. And Flamey, he's going to see all these nades coming through. Can't be too hopeful in this one.
1v4 needed, and as good as Flamey has looked in all of these games for Navi thus far, this is asking so much of him. They know exactly where he is.
This is like playing whack-a-mole when you're blind. Like, Flamey's getting so unlucky with the timing.
Yeah,
he shoots, Device hides. Device shoots, he hides. Very unfortunate, but won't make much of a difference. That round was as said and done as can be. 11-4 half, Harry. This is one of the most dominant halves we've had in quite a couple of days here at Pro League, and this is not the game I would have thought it would happen in, especially not on the T side of Overpass.
Yeah, I mean, just Astralis, they're so incredibly strong, and for Navi, you got to bear this in mind as well. These guys have been playing a lot of Counter-Strike recently, like a scary amount. You know, they didn't play at all in the first week, so they've really had to do some catching up here in week number 2.
I want to give a little bit of B-Stream update as well, something kind of interesting to note while we're in this half-time period. Big 2-0'd Wendigo earlier on, 19-17 and 16-4, so one overtime win, which obviously gets you less points, but still a win is a win, and big find both tonight. And they've actually been really good. They've been splitting maps with a lot of top teams, they've been taking some 2-0s along the way, and they're actually currently second place in Pro League. Now, of course, they've played more matches than anyone else, so take that into account, but in terms of their actual win rate, it's pretty damn good. They've got 10 normal wins in regulation, 3 overtime wins, 2 overtime losses, and 5 regular losses. Obviously, the most games played, so that is why they're second. But that's still very good, Harry. And I think big at this point, while not guaranteed, they're definitely going to be looking to take that one of those top spots to the grand finals in Odense later on this year.
Well, you've gotten better at saying it. I
had a bit of a practice session with the Danish people in the back. Camilla and Bastian helped me out with some pronunciation.
Yeah? How did that go?
Well, apparently well, according
well, I
to
don't know.
you.
I mean, I don't actually speak Danish. It just sounds like
I was told how to say it.
Okay,
so.
Give us one more go at it. So where are Astralis trying to get? Let's not forget what the end goal for these two teams are. Neither one of them want to not be at those Pro League finals in the wonderful city of
Odense.
There was a lot of emphasis on you nailing that, and I hope you got it right. I don't know if you did, Hugo, but you looked confident while you delivered it. Astralis up 11-4. They're looking confident as well. Maybe looking to try and mimic the confidence of this man sat next to me right now. Hugo, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Not feeling
How
like
you feeling
Navi.
for Navi, though?
Yeah, not feeling good for Navi right now. They are struggling, Harry. They're going to need this pistol round win. And I mean, Astralis on CT pistol rounds. Astralis on any round, really. But Astralis on CT pistol rounds really is kind of a beast to contend with. So good luck to Navi. I'd love to see them be able to pull this game back into a close series like they've been throwing up in pretty much every single matchup we've had here in the Pro League. But is this going to be one of them? We'll find out. It's full armor for Astralis, so if Navi get the bomb down, then we're reaching a complicated time. Very heavy B push, and there's so many Astralis players here. They're so ready for it, Harry. 4 players from Astralis fighting the 3 players pushing up short. I mean, Navi cannot catch a break. They cannot get lucky. So Simple, he's got to pull this one back for the team. Electronic as well, both finding kills, but it is just that latter man instead. Zipnix wants to trap Magisk in the door, but he'll eventually get back to safety.
And it's Electronic left in a 1v2. Has to be an absolutely electric play here from the man. He's looking to try and drive this one home. Now pushing on down. Ooh, misses the flash, and that's devastating. This crossfire is brutal between Magisk and Zipnix. And Magisk doesn't even have to reveal his position. It is going to be Astralis securing themselves the CT side pistol, and now for Navi, they're just going to have to eco this round, hand over a 13th to the Danes. Bit of a shame, because the bomb goes down. We can see a little bit more investment here from Navi. Could have seen those Deagles brought up, and that's one thing they've been good at, actually, is somehow going above and beyond our expectations in this second round. And look at this, that's interesting. They've thrown a Galil over to Simple.
Yeah, right, you need anything you can get in these kind of spots. You need someone to bail you out. You're down so heavy. So if Simple can get a couple of kills and open up this round, maybe, but Astralis is looking like such a solid unit right now that I don't think Simple will be able to find more than an entry or two, and even then they'll be traded, but Dupree doesn't even let him get the first. Simple making a lot of noise there, so running into, very aware Dupree. Not going to lose that fight, and even though the Galil's picked up, Simple is the only armored player, so this is like cannon fodder now. Navi is getting shredded. Finally, Dupree runs out of ammo and just runs through the smoke, rather than run through the long instead of reloading next to a smoke where Navi could have sent the player charging through. And that was the case, so Dupree was dead regardless. And now, a couple of guns picked up here for Navi, but they are going to need some heroics if they want to win this round.
They almost certainly are. Flamey and Electronic, the two that are going to have to deliver that. It's this wrap round coming on in right now from Glaive that looked to try and throw a bit of a spanner in the works. Instead, he hears the footsteps. He's going to go ahead and just sit pretty down here towards B, and you can see the effect this has had. Device in a position whereby he can rotate very quickly down towards Heaven, and it looks like he might take them off on that right now. He's taking a reposition into the bank, so right now only Glaive here, and he's just going to start to cross back into the bomb site. So for the first time in a while, Navi may be catching a bit of a break in terms of the timings, although just as I say that, Device posting himself up in Heaven. Navi leaving this down to the wire. They've got no utility, so with 15 seconds left, they have to find both of these entries, or just Glaive at the very least, if they want to make this work. And that there, it all falls onto Electronic. Device peeks him from the heavens, and Astralis going to be picking themselves up a 13th round.
Yeah, got a bit tight there, but I mean, Glaive, how does he even survive that? And obviously, Flamey's aim, but of course he gets that kill. That's so unfortunate. Navi had an opportunity, but now they've really got to seize it, Harry, with this rifle round. We've got guns on everyone. Zeus on an SMG, but AKs across the board otherwise. Navi do run through that Molotov. I think they threw a smoke on it as well, just to make sure it didn't burn too many players here. That was Simple. Nah, didn't get smoked. Not needed. They want to hold on to what limited utility they already have, and it really is not enough, Harry. They have 3 smokes, 2 flashes. Astralis armed to the teeth. Device not even on that AWP yet, but still a threat up on short, just checking both positions, going back and forth until he gets timed. And oh my god, that surprised me. Electronic gonna walk into that. Device trying to grab the AK, and it will actually cost him a lot of health, as there is a teammate watching out for that. That's Flamey, but Device still gets to back off towards the site, and with Dupree covering long, he doesn't have to worry about his backline just yet.
Yeah, this has already been far more dominant than I think many people would have predicted looking at this matchup. Astralis very much so in the lead, getting to chip down Edward over here at long that much lower. The rest of the Navi guys now Their eyes set on this A bomb set. They've only got one smoke and a flash, so whatever they do decide to throw in, they have to dedicate towards. And Simple finding that opening, that might be enough to turn the tide. Zeus gonna manage one more. Dupree does what he can, but it's a 2v2. Zipnix and Magisk left up in the clutch. I'm curious if we're gonna see them attempt to go for this. Miss-smoked from Flamey.
It might not be a huge problem, though, because no one's coming in from this position just yet. Zipnix is taking his time, and that smoke would have probably faded anyway. Flamey still gets to hide behind the truck. But yeah, this is not optimal here for Navi. Luckily, the time is on their side, and this could be a bit of a problem for Astralis, because they really are just sneaking into this bomb site. Smoke goes down once again. Simple's found the shot, and that just might be it. Zipnix, he's so good at clutch, but surely this one is too far gone. Spraying on the smoke. He's sticking the defuse. Flamey realized he does. He's shooting into the wall. Flamey, you have your back turned, and he's going to pull out the knife, but it's too little and too late. Oh my god, Harry.
That is unreal. Zipnix. Oh. Yeah, he gets knifed, but he wins the round. All the while, he's literally touching Flamey in that smoke. He could have done his shoelaces up while he's defusing the bomb. Or maybe even tied them together.
Oh
But 14-4, Astralis, what a way to find a 14th round. That there is absolutely devastating if you are Navi. Now there's like a good old-fashioned ninja defuse, and now Flamey edging on forward into the connector. He's gonna get found by Flame, but now a quick double nets Astralis, another man advantage. Zipnix chiming in with another. If you're Navi, maybe you're a little bit... I don't know, I mean, that would tilt me, certainly.
Yeah, I don't know how you recover after that, Harry. I think that loses you the game. I think the game was looking over anyway, but I think that only solidifies it.
Well, Simple and Zeus still up. They're looking to try and prove us wrong. We've been learning some Greek mythology here, Hugo.
Yeah. And so have the viewers at home.
Yeah, everyone has. Let's see, though, if maybe they can pull on the god of gods and men. Yeah, if they need to do at least over on the side of Navi. Simple immediately spotted, now left in a 1v4. This is not looking too fantastic for Navi. Device going to finish things off. Astralis 15-4, match point here for the Danes. And this might be one of the most dominant games we see today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those two previous ones were pretty damn close in comparison, even though one of them was a 16-8, 16-9. But yeah, in our upcoming matches after this, Harry, obviously we have another Navi Astralis game, but we also have an Astralis G2. Surely G2 put up more rounds than 4, I'd like to think. Even...
I mean, yeah, when I say this might have been one of the most dominant games of today, at least right now, maybe there's still time for that to change later. Already, Zipnix going to open things up with that frag on a Simple, and Simple's been the real shining star for Navi. Device now chiming in with another. Zeus immediately falling. It's Edward and Flamey left up 2v5, and this here is just utter destruction. These Danes are unhinged. They're lawless, and they're a threat to everyone. They're going to be shutting down an RV here on Overpass. That is incredibly convincing. 16-4 in favor of Astralis. They are in the stars, and they're going to be closing out this first match. There's still a second one yet to come, though. That's going to be on Dust 2. A chance for Navi to try and seek redemption and revenge versus the Danes. We'll be back with that and the analyst desk after the break.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
It's that time of year again as the fall season of MDL returns. Watch the best teams from all around the world compete for their chance to make it to the Global Challenge. MDL is returning again to give aspiring esports teams the chance to make it to that upper echelon of play. You can catch all of the action on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, twitch.tv/ESEA.
The Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
In a stark contrast of the matches we just watched with G2 and Navi, it's now become an apparent bulldozer from the likes of Astralis, who have put the pain train down on this not as sincere lineup, a 16-4 showing. And Chad, what do we have to say about that?
It was a quick one. It was definitely a quick game. Just trying to reflect on if there was anything that really stood out to me. But I did say we were going to have one or two affairs. It was going to be really gritty. It was going to be Navi staying on top of the economy, not letting Astralis have it spiral and build out of control. Or we were going to get the option that we just saw, the absolute shellacking. The fact that Astralis didn't even have to take an eco at all within that first half is a pretty, sombering thought when you think about a game like this. There's huge ramifications if you can't manage your economy properly. And Astralis had gun round after gun round after gun round. At no point did they ever look in doubt on this first map.
So obviously, like I was saying with contrast to the games we watched prior to this one, when you have teams like a G2, when you have a Navi going head-to-head, in comparison to what we just saw, what are some of the things that keep them at that much of a difference level?
I just think that, when they prepare and go into every matchup, they're giving it 150%, right? They're not just going through the paces. They're here to win and show that they are the best Counter-Strike team, and that's without doubt at the moment. But you can just, the skill ceiling. We have all the teams in the world, right? They're just all sitting around this point. The Navis, the Liquids, everybody, they're around this point. And then you've just got Astralis, and they just come through and they just break through that skill ceiling, Trace. Just break straight through that skill ceiling, and they just change the game. And you can see this in a lot of their approaches. Sure, there's the games that they do lose. Sometimes they get upset. They're human. They're not actually robots. They're not aliens. Oh. Even though if they go to Udensa, maybe they can upgrade and become like cyborgs or something. But you can just see that their approach, everybody had their moments in this game. Device with some very crisp shots. We had Dupree's round when he pushed on that A bomb site, had 3 huge kills. He hard clears the electronic. Then in the fray, he's able to get simple low HP of the truck. And then that one tap on the player coming up from CT. Everybody did what what they had to do in this matchup. And when that's happening, when everybody's clicking, when everybody's, you know, destroying from all of the major stat fields, including winning clutches, you're going to win games like 16-4.
And one has to even ask, right? I mean, you're Navi, and you're getting just pummeled here.
Yeah.
What exactly is going on within the camp? Because I'd say there's a chance, not a likelihood, not a promise, just speculation, that there's probably a little bit of tilt going on.
They didn't spit the dummy or throw in the towel, do any of those things, because you could see with a lot of the approaches, even when they were down a lot of rounds, they were still saving on their rifles, giving themselves every opportunity to go for rounds when there was even, like, you know, when we were looking relatively even. They weren't just throwing away rounds. It wasn't just players pushing in and going for Hail Marys or anything like that. They were still approaching this in the correct manner. It's just Astralis were too good in this affair.
They are simply a class of their own. Astralis, the Great Danes.
Simply the best.
You're just a jukebox these days,
Yeah.
Chad.
I only know like the one-liners from songs.
You were on a tear yesterday about some Disney stuff.
I like Aladdin. We
Yeah.
could do The Lion King.
You want to do a little something here for the audience tonight? Why don't you stare down the barrel of the pipe? It hurts my soul to hear that.
You not seen Lion King?
Umpadata.
You haven't seen Lion King?
Man, it's probably been over 20 years.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's weird when you can say 20 years, Chad. We're old.
We are old, man.
There's absolutely no way around
We're
it. The only thing that's
30
not going to
next
get
year.
old is watching Astralis play Counter-Strike, which we're going to have the privy to do.
Yeah.
But looking at the numbers, at least on Overpass, you got to wonder, can Navi battle it back and bring something forward on the next map of Dust 2?
I think a positive sign is no one showed up. And I don't mean that in any disrespect. What I think is, you know, that they really didn't have opportunities. And that's what this kind of frag tally highlights, that nobody was finding gaps, nobody was finding space, nobody was finding frags. Everybody from Navi was shut out. Going into Dust 2, I would say that's an even weaker map for them. You know, one that they've been definitely trying to practice, one that they've been prioritizing in terms of getting as many matches on as possible. But it's not one that I've seen too much success, at least in big games for these guys. So I'm a little bit worried about them, and I'm running out of things to say because of how quick that first game was. So maybe what we will do, Trace, is a quick B-Stream update. Big taking down Wendigo on both maps. The first one in overtime, the second one is 16-4. Fasty.
Fasty?
Yeah.
That's a cool word.
Yeah, she quick, she fast, she swift, she hot, she Counter-Strike.
She protect, she attack, she bring in the commentators. Oh, great, they're back. Right?
They're definitely not a snack.
Definitely not a snack. Don't like them red and fiery, so it's really not how I eat my food. Anyway, for that got weird, why do you guys think it is that this is always such a disaster on the other side when you're facing Astralis? Harry.
I just don't think they let teams be comfortable, right? You don't get to play your own game. You have to kind of subscribe to the Astralis like meta that they almost set, right? They're very aggressive. You never see teams get to feel comfortable. And when you're a team like Navi as well, right? They love to leave stuff down at the wire. They love to leave it to the last like 15 seconds. Astralis are great as a result of all the information they get from their aggression at holding on to their nades. So you're always running through barrages of utility and Sindries, you know, smokes, whatever. And that's pretty horrible if you're a team like Navi.
My God, he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have an analysis.
We put him on the spot, and he stepped up.
Analyst analysis.
Well,
A lot's happening today. I feel like they're really growing up in front of our eyes.
There's also the chance that Harry's sleep deprived, so he's not necessarily thinking as much as he usually would. Now, Hugo, a guy with the head screwed on right on those shoulders, maybe just a little off kilter. But still, let's talk about maybe going into Dust 2. Should we expect the same sort of slacking, as you guys say?
Yeah, surely.
Shellacking.
Surely, right? I mean, you know, it's a good point to mention about the utility, but at the end of the day, it's not like Astralis waited to the last 15 seconds of the round. Every round they're pushing up. Every round they're getting in the face of Navi. So if we have the same kind of aggression coming into Dust 2 that we saw yesterday against Heroic, look at how aggressive Astralis were on that CT side. If we have the same form, I don't think Navi are going anywhere but home.
Well, they already are home.
Yeah.
So are Astralis.
They're just going to catch the L, I think is what he was leaning towards.
Well, you can catch an L if you're the likes of Navi, or you can catch some of this cool swag over at shop.eslgaming.com. In fact, you can even pick up a Fnatic or a Navi jersey. You see them right there on your
We're
screen.
going to have our jerseys in there soon.
What are they going to be, Chad?
I don't know. I was thinking one with like my catchphrase.
Which is?
I don't have one yet, but you guys can work on that throughout the cast. See if you can come up with something for me.
Okay. Well, in fact, that's what we're going to let you do. We're going to let you get into the cast here on match day number 9 to map number 4. And in fact, Unified Kingdom of Denmark emerged in the 10th century as a proficient seafaring nation in the struggle for the control of the Baltic Sea. And there will be no struggling today because it looks like they're going to send swimmers all over Navi. Take it away, Harry.
Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful knowledge bomb there, Trace. You know, I'm always a big fan of learning new things. Hugo, what have you learned today that's brand new that you'd like to share with the audience watching at home?
I've learned that you've really built up your knowledge, Harry, of Astralis. You've really thrown in some analysis. We've also done some Greek mythology on the side as well. You know, I mean, all the things that you have taught me today have been pretty unapplicable to my real life. Greek mythology is not too relevant.
You know what? I like to think it is. The story of Zeus is one that we can all relate to.
I learned that electricity travels at faster than 186,000 miles per hour.
There we go. Hugo Byron. He's learned. We've all learned. Now we're going to try and unwind as we watch this game unfold.
I think it's just going to be anything but unwinding. Maybe Navi unraveling unless they actually bring something into this map and don't give Astralis just... Don't let Astralis just abuse them like they did in the previous. Look at this long setup. Glaive just going to dive in, bail out his teammate. Zeus does get the trade, but he's dinked in response. So Navi are given long, but Astralis have taken a hefty amount of damage both ways. Through Pre, nice shot to Flamey. But the bomb has made its way up on short, and that's a key. Simple's armored and pistoled. There's PT50, and Zipnix has no idea that Simple has crept up so far, so this should be a fight for Simple, and he gets away with it. There's the kill. This bomb now making its way up through short. He even grabs himself a USP for further range, but can't find this shot to do Pre. It's going to be Device on the site instead. If Simple dies, this round is going to be pretty much over for Navi, so every kill he gets is significantly more important than the last. Down to the 2v2. Simple now the only man standing, and he's going to try and take down Device while he knows exactly where he is, but this is not an easy fight to take, and Simple's going to learn the hard way. Device finds 2, and Astralis take the pistol round.
Yes, indeed. Now, Hugo, I asked you if you'd learned any facts today. You didn't really have too much there for me, so I'm going to throw you a few more. A nice learning experience. Here's one for you, and you folks watching at home as well. Oranges weren't originally orange. They were green. So just how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, well, I thought it was a joke or something.
What came first, the color orange or the orange? I
mean, that's not a fact, that's a question. Now you're making more questions.
Now, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a question.
Less answers.
You learn new information, you ask more questions, Hugo. That's how we develop as people.
What did come first, the chicken or the egg? Because I never know.
Literally, mate, I don't know. If I could tell you, I don't know. Maybe both somehow, all at once.
That would be weird.
Maybe, just maybe.
The chicken was born with the egg inside of... Wait, where did the chicken come from? Did that come from an egg?
Yeah, mate, this is why people ponder this question, you know, like, this is one I could just whip the answer out for. Then, you know,
There's got to be an answer somewhere.
You know, how about this one?
Well, that's a brand, careful.
Yeah, we won't go ahead and throw that one in. We'll leave that one.
They don't sponsor us yet, Harry.
A cow-bison hybrid is called a beefalo, so just, you know, let that one
I like
sink
that, that's a good one, yeah.
We'll do one more, and then I guess we should go back to the game.
Scotland has 421 words for snow. Most of them are just normal words with letters taken out of them, though. Isn't that Scottish culture? Let's just move on. He's
right
killed
then,
Flamey
he's opened up. Hugo Byron declaring war on Scotland. And, you know, Flamey's already fallen early on, which is just disastrous for Navi. He's been so pivotal in so many of these rounds. He's already fallen here.
And not a good start to this one for Navi, considering they've done no damage in response, but nice angle for Device behind the site, waiting for Zeus to creep in. And this is the best part about that angle for Device, because Zeus is so far committed, by the time he realizes Device is there, he's already dead. There's no way he can retreat from that position either. Device still here. He's got a smoke covering him off, and this is actually favourable for him because he can reposition, but Simple catches him moving between points. Glaive does come in with a backstab, taking down Edward, but this is giving ample time for Navi to get the plant in. Safe plant, as they don't hold control of anywhere but the site, and that's going to mean they have to stay boxed in, stay close, as Astralis close the gap themselves, and Magis comes in through the back. Nice round from Astralis. Quick, clean, concise, exactly what you expect.
Yeah, DP is going to come on in. Astralis finding their 3-0 lead. Navi with a bomb plant and $2,900. Going to give them what? 3,700? Some quick maths right there. That's a buy, guaranteed. Here's something else as they buy up armor. Almost fitting to drop this fact in. Armadillo shells are bulletproof.
Why don't...
In fact, one Texas man was once hospitalized when a bullet he shot at an armadillo ricocheted off and hit him in the jaw.
Why
you got ruined.
Why was he shooting an armadillo?
You want to cull the badgers, we learned earlier. So,
yeah,
you know, he's allowed to shoot an armadillo if he wants. I mean, it hit him in the jaw. That is karma. What a place to have that. Oh, Zipnik's going to actually hit Magisk in the jaw with a round as well. Simple does manage one more. So very, very quickly, an early man advantage taken here for Navi, and really one of the first we've seen them have throughout this game.
I have a name for the 10v10, the 5v5 surviving.
Don't waste it. We only no, you can't drop it now.
Okay.
You have to. But I mean, honestly, I'm excited now.
Yeah, well, if we ever get that again.
Yeah, well, exactly, right. We gave you one opportunity. This was what was it? Yesterday, even. I don't think this was today.
This is about 2 maps ago.
It was 2 hours ago. All the days have blended into one at this point in time.
Literally an hour ago.
Well, as we're here on Dust, it's a pretty dry map. Here's one more fact that will blow your mind.
That Dupree is all the way on the flank.
Exactly. He's in the back line, and he could tear them limb from limb. Well spotted, Hugo Byron. Dupree has been so key as well for Astralis. Ooh. He's been tearing Navi apart, and there's almost been nothing they can do about it. They've got no clue that he's here. And for Dupree, there are players looking his way. They're going to spawn him. No, he's only good for one. He does a boatload of damage, but that's not going to be enough. It's just Zipnix and Glaive left up now for the Danes in a 2v4.
Yeah, he should have taken that first shot while he got it, but didn't know that Navi were watching their backline. Unfortunately for him, Glaive is now all that stands. And he has the AWP, but they're already all low. He could even pistol whip these boys. Still sticks with the AWP. It's Flamey and Electronic, 24 points of health combined. They do get that bomb crossed and on the site. Plant is down for Navi and Astralis. I don't think they're going to be winning this one. Glaive's already fallen back, and that's down to the money situation. We have 3 players with enough cash, but Zipnix and Device are going to struggle, so this AWP actually being saved allows for the full buy coming up in the next round for Astralis, making a very big difference. You were going to make a slippery statistic, throw in a fact for us, Harry, before Dupree went for that flank. What was it?
Yeah, this is one that's really going to space some of you people out watching at home. Firefighters use wetting agents to make water wetter.
How do you make water wetter?
Well, because you see water as a result of the surface tension, right? And just the cellular composition of it, Hugo, is actually quite sticky, which is something that you don't realize, right? But like, if you speak about it on like a physics kind of, well, maybe chemistry, I don't know, one of the two. They're basically the same subject. When you speak about it in that sense, you know, it's actually quite a sticky liquid. So yeah, you need to make it, and it's called wet water.
Which when water wasn't wet enough.
Water wasn't wet enough.
That sounds like a really awful commercial, like infomercial. Water not wet enough?
What, is there more to it? You just repeat it. It's like, yeah, I love to see it. I tell you what, though. Tell you who's awfully slippery right now. Simple. He's got some wetting agent added onto him. He's all the way down here in mid, in the front line, trying to take the fight to Astralis. Now, he might be slippery, but does he flow like water as he looks to try and open things up here in through middle?
Oh, Dupree, he wants to go back in. Simple is not going to give him any chance in this round. That kill allows the cross up towards the top box, and they can bring this bomb up short. Astralis rotating Glaive round to Carr, and he's actually going to swap with Device, who wants to go play for the short angle instead of using that rifle in position, because we have no information that due to Dupree going down, short could easily be all under control of Navi, but it won't be. They back off, they throw this smoke. They keep Astralis in check, but I think they've realized, because look at Glaive already moving himself into the CT spawn and Zipnix falling back to the B site. This is a really nice minuscule adjustment from Astralis to get into the right part of the map. And they're about to be met with a bunch of Navi players charging into B, but just great spray control, and he just mops them all up. 1 mag is all he needs. 3 kills for him, a reset for Astralis, and that's then back on the CT side, breaking Navi's money.
Absolutely devastating. If you are Navi, you dig so deep to find your first round, and then it all gets stripped away from you. Now, it's been a slow start here from Edward and Flamey. Both of them are, you know, have been throughout these online games playing absolutely out of their mind for Navi, and now they've both fallen silent during such a crucial matchup at that. Also, the one other way that these two teams were competing, I guess, would have been the win rates between them, if you recall. Navi was actually ahead, sporting an 83% win rate over Astralis' 81 in the Pro League thus far. Astralis now takes the lead as a result of picking up that last. Hugo, you look to be in awe, and this is just an eco, so maybe you could even explain why.
The longest English word is 189,819 letters wrong. The fact that that's 189,819 makes me think they just did that on purpose to be annoying.
Well, actually, hang on a minute. Because as you rally off some numbers, there's some numbers and bullets getting rallied off in the server. It's going to be Flamey and Edward left up, 2 Deegs between them. They've done a decent bit of damage. They've got a bit of a foothold over here in mid. Navi, they've been pretty good, at least what we've seen thus far, of finding success in these rather low investment rounds. Maybe we see them go ahead and even continue that legacy here versus Astralis.
The problem is, with Deagles going up on long up against a rifle, this is going to require some pinpoint accuracy for Navi. There are no guns dropped over here for them to retrieve, and no utility to flash Glaive off this angle, force him back. Glaive can confidently peek up on long, but he's actually tasked with long and short right now, so it's Device holding the cross. This is even better for Astralis, because Device gets the info, he'll spot the second player after taking this first kill, and there's no way Edward was ready for that one. Glaive peeks out. That's a really nice setup from Astralis. Not traditional, but Navi, no utility to stop it, and Device just has free reign over that site, so good setup from Astralis. 4 now made 5-1 as they break the pistols of Navi without too much sweat on their brow. And dear oh dear, Navi still don't even have the money because of course they were reset. It's got to be that double eco, and we do see a bit of a buy here. Electronic on a solo rifle. Everyone else pistoled up as they wait for that full loss bonus to keep kicking in. Or more like third round loss bonus rather than full, because this will be their second loss in a row. They're all going to group up for B, probably the best they can make of the situation with that 1 AK. And it is empty right now apart from Magisk, but he has just been a complete contender for this B bomb site. Nade going out, that's going to bounce off and do a bit of damage, but they line up and he sprays one down. Electronic trades. That one rifle is making this round work for Navi.
Device now trying to hold them back. Glaive up in the window, but Navi looking good, and now they've juggled the AWP onto Simple, but Zipnix on this flank round has gone ahead and shut down almost everybody. It's only Flamey left up, and Zipnix and Glaive going to go to cement this round for Astralis. 6-1 here on Dust 2. These dominant games continuing to roll on in from the Danes. RB, while they come close in that round, not going to be enough, and now they've gone for the buy in this one. Not going to have all the bells and whistles. I'll be honest, you know, if I'm playing versus Astralis, if I'm Navi, I'm trying to get every full buy I can. You know, if that means having to take 1 or 2 more ecos, then perhaps I like them. Edward, aggressive over here at long, has at least picked up an early kill. Will be traded out instantly by Zipnix.
Nice quick push out. At least ahead of that Molotov does catch a player changing weapon, but of course Astralis always ready with the trade. No change there. Dupree trying to watch his cat boost, and he does catch Electronic moving into position. That's one of the key players for Navi down and out. And no real risk for Dupree there. He'll just fall back to the bomb site. 2-2 split here for Astralis as Navi, a man down. Have to try and rectify this position. They will try and do that up on Cat. Device sitting on the bomb site as well, and he's just been so good today. He's been locking in round after round for Astralis, and Navi don't really have a lot of utility to deal with him. One smoke. Device goes for this slow crawl up on the box. I really like this angle. Will he get there in time? No. Simple's going to be spotted. So Device repositions. Oh, he's going to miss a shot. Simple only has a scout, so he needs to hit the head with this bullet, but Device lands it instead. Flamey trades right back. That keeps this A site under control of Navi, and the bomb plant can go down, but Astralis is set up for the man advantage and the retake.
Yeah, Zipnix does just give this up. He's going to wait for his Danish brethren to get into position over here on short. That's where Navi try and plant the bomb for, and things now go from bad to worse for Zeus as he hops down into CT. Dupree makes it look easy, and that will be Astralis picking themselves up a 7th round. 7-1 here. Navi.
You can even
really show us too much.
Sorry, you can even see Zeus there when he jumped down into the CT spawn after his teammate died from short. He's already looking at long, he's looking at CT, he's looking everywhere but short. And that's just an ode to how good Astralis are at getting 1 kill from one position and then getting another kill from another position. They never overface. It's never going to be, oh, you get 3 kills from short. It's one person from each part of the map finds a kill. And Zeus was so aware of the possibility there was a player up on long, a player down in CT. Not that Astralis would just re-peek from a position that Navi already knew they owned. And that's really annoying Counter-Strike to play against. And Navi are finding out the hard way. 7-1. Another buy is here. AWP on Simple, and he's up the top of middle right now. The smoke is down on Cat, and Navi, they're given mid. Astralis changing the setup this time, but they have gone aggressive on long, so Glaves are going to be unable to go for that quick flank round, which means Zitnik's, he's got to be careful on short, because if he goes down, that's the A side. With only one defender left, and mid is now going to be a problem for Astralis as well. It's only Dupree left down on this B bomb site, and he's not got the gun to hold off against multiple players, only an AWP. Glaves flanked up on long, but he only finds one in a bit. Zeus there with a trade, and now this B push can come through for Navi.
Yeah, we needed Glaive to get more done if Astralis wanted to win this round. Now, 2v2, it's Device and Dupree, both on AWPs. So this retake gonna feel impossible. We need to have a massive individual performance from Device up here on short, and he's about to get caught out. So many players nearby, but he's fallen back. He's dropped Electronic, now resmokes the angle. Wrap him round through long. There is gonna be a man in the form of Zeus. We've got to be very aware that this could happen, and he's going to hear these footsteps up on short. The rotation's now starting to come in from Dupree. 20 seconds left, though. Navi have to get a move on him. While Simple does hop down, it's instantly traded by Dupree over in middle. Bombplant going to come in with a decent bit of time left, but Dupree still looking like he wants to try and go for this, and he's going to turn his attention over here towards long. The only issue is Zeus is here, and he's going to hear these footsteps.
Oh, but did he hear the drop? He might have. Flash over the top. Yeah, he's got his eyes on this pit. He's ready for Zeus in position, but he misses the early shot. Goes back in with the AWP, and Zeus, he's surely got this one now. Dupree not going to be able to follow up. Has got to run away. Molotov on his retreat to block Zeus off from chasing him down, and he should be saving this AWP, but Zeus is still going for this, so that's still under question. Either way, Navi, what isn't under question is they've won their second round, Harry. It's been a long time coming, but they're here. And Zeus isn't going to be finding Dupree anytime soon either, so even an exit kill for Dupree, and it's not like Navi have the money really to be affording these kind of hunts. You know Astralis have cash to spare because they were on a 7-2 scoreline, but Navi, they win their first round in a while, and only one player surviving. That just means if Astralis win a follow-up round, Navi are getting reset.
And that has been the reoccurring issue for this Navi squad. They haven't been able to chain rounds together. Flavy peeking over here towards long has opened up, and he's dropped Device. The flash does come back in, and that's going to allow Glaive to take this peek on out, but there is already a man crossed, and Glaive not ready for it. Tries to flick onto Edward, but not going to get there in time. So now Navi in the driving seat in this round. The AWP dropped, and Magis doing what he can to get Astralis back into the swing of things. You can see, meanwhile, Navi going to be testing the waters over at this B-bomb site. Send Electronic that way.
Big gap in the smoke as per usual on the new Dust 2. No one seeming to be able to sort that out. Obviously, it is a bit of a wider gap, and that makes things harder. Simple also taking down Zitnik's on the site. Nice flank from Dupree, but when he catches timing, he does. Electronic's dead, and they might have wanted to go towards B, but now after that kill, they certainly won't. Zeus is going to attempt to catch Dupree coming out of lower, but no one's dying here. Damage done to everyone, and Flamey finally going to finish off one frag, but they know Magisk is in position as well, and he will get a trade. 1v2 for Magisk, but with a bomb plant for long and Simple easily able to cross once it has been committed to, means that Navi, they've almost definitely got this round.
Yeah, Simple even comes back to help out Zeus here. Doesn't elect to head into the pit straight away, doesn't want to just hang his leader out to dry inside of the bomb site, and now it will be that 7-3 scoreline. Navi starting to build their way back into this game. These last few rounds have looked convincing. And now over on the side of Astralis, the money has run out for the Danes. And so this is going to be a chance for Navi to start to get back into this game, and in a big way at that. It looks like Dupree down in mid tries to jump peek over the top of the smoke there. Simple going to be going blow for blow with him, but he has got the AWP, so he's going to be favored despite being brought down to 31 HP. He has picked up the man advantage onto Dupree. Magisk edges forward into tunnels, and Flamey picks that kill up. So now the B-bomb site is wide open for the taking. Navi still taking things slowly. Not committed towards either one of these bomb sites yet.
Or Device. Again, this passive angle on the box. Doesn't want to be peeking too aggressively here. Wait till Electronic is watching the car, and that's exactly when Device strikes, but he won't be able to get the kill. Electronic cleaning that up with the MAC-10, and now one by one, Astralis falling. Navi seemingly getting back into this game, Harry, it looks like, and nice clean round from them to build up the economy as well, even further. We've got lots of money on Navi right now. And Astralis not quite in the same seat. They've got to take another eco. And this could be Navi's chance to get back into the matchup at least. So right now they're having a tough start. 7-1 now, made 7-4. 3 in a row for Navi. Simple going aggressive up on long. I don't know if he spotted the cross there, but he should definitely have heard the footsteps. Device made his way to the pit, and Simple just keeping his eyes on the end. Zeus is going to move in to check that close position, but nice dig from Device. How the hell does he get some damage there? Zeus down to 16. Electronic in the meantime going to start to clear up the other players round middle. This AWP, this MAC-10 crawling through. Dupree on the other side, caught as Electronic jumps through the air, and Navi, they're taking this one by storm.
Yeah, Navi somehow building back into this game, and in a big way at that. This was 7-1 at one point in time in favor of the Danes. Navi about to haul this back to a 5-7 scoreline. Astralis still in the lead, but it's fast being brought back here by Navi. Astralis going to be buying down what they can now into this round. They've ecoed, they've waited, they've paid their dues, and now they look to go ahead and try and bring the fight back to Navi once again. Device going to be on the AWP. Dupree doesn't have one. Instead, he's just onto the rifle. And early on, 4 players over here at long. But Flamey, once again, so good at finding this opener at long. This is the second time now we've seen him do that. Advantage gained. It's on to Glaive once more. This time Dupree is nearby and looks curious what these long doors might hold in store.
Curiously falling back, holding an off angle instead. Navi do look like they still want to take this A bomb site later in the round. They're keeping tunnels control for the time being to disallow any aggression from Astralis. Because again, we know Astralis how aggressive they can be on this map. Right now they're playing passive, giving Navi a lot more room to work with. And Flash in the middle going to go a bit far. Dupree is back up on long. Able to check this, but he didn't expect Dupree to move back into position. Simple is here though. So second man, and he has the deagle. Dupree caught running back, but a Molotov. Simple runs right through it, and he runs to his death. That's the AWP gone. That's Dupree pulling back the man advantage, and now Navi desperately have to make something work.
Done so well to pull this back to this point. Electronic has been allowed to duck down into CT, but Zipnik hot on their heels, hot on this flank, and he's gone ahead and shut this whole round down. Electronic at least is very much in the back line of Astralis. The only issue is... Ooh. Electronic. Oh, that's awkward. Bit of a jump scare for Magisk, but he does manage to find the kill. The nade rains a bit more damage on his Zipnix, but there's only 10 seconds here. Navi... If you're Electronic, you really don't want to risk going down after the time. He's put himself very much in harm's way. Able to win both of these fights, but there's no time for it. So Dupree, just by being tucked back at long, will still cement this round for the Danes.
Oh, he is so lucky that Simple walks in just that second later. Nice work from Dupree. Pulling Astralis back into control of this map for the time being. Simple, nice shot on the cross. Glaive going to get tagged down to 20. Navi. What have they got here? Device actually boosted over the smoke. Does take down Simple. That's not how you want to start off the round as well, losing one of your key players, especially the AWP. So, Navi going to need a response, and Device want to shut down this mid portion of the map as well. Jump to try and bait a shot. Device has seen this, he's ready, and after he shoots, that's when the peek comes in from Electronic. Really nice bait from Navi, and they actually get a kill from it. Flamey, in the meantime, catches that short aggro player Dupree, and now Navi, with some ingenuity coming through, managed to take back this man advantage. The Molotov forces Flamey forward through it, and he gets the kill. This has now opened up the A-bomb site for Navi, and Astralis cannot control this round. They have to give it up. Might be able to attempt a retake, but even then, that's optimistic. The only Thing is, there's no smoke down just yet. Now it finally has been placed, and Electronic has found someone in the spawn. What the hell is Glaive doing here?
Well, he's not here much longer, you'll be glad to know. And they are hunting for Magis. They don't want to let him get away with this AWP if they can prevent that. His shot, now he's rang the dinner bell. They know exactly where he is. He's going to look to try and run as fast as he can. Of course, Magis being Danish, he's in a country where there's more bikes than there are people. He would love if he could pedal away in this situation right now, but he definitely cannot. And there's players all around him. Flash is raiding in. He's got to try and stay alive, but he's got so many angles to watch. Magis, good for 2, will finally get put down.
And that's a free AWP as well. Simple went down early and middle thanks to the boost from Device. So pretty important trade back for Navi. That chase is worth it because Navi have the money to do so. And going into the last round of the half, you know who doesn't have money, Harry? That's Astralis. Navi are going to be very likely able to equalize this up to 8-7. Not equal, but as close as you can get in Counter-Strike. At least at a half-time. Scout on the Gist, pistols on everyone else, and nice nades up on long, force Electronic back with 33 points of health. Navi, in the meantime, push up on short, but Astralis actually haven't got too heavy of an A presence. It's more focused towards middle, and that's where Simple is hunting, taking down that one scout that peeks out. Dupree losing his battle on short, and one by one, Navi getting rid of these pistol players.
Navi, they're very close to putting up a very competent T-side half here, especially when you consider this was 7-1 in favor of the Danes at one point in time. Navi doing a standout job of getting back into this game. Edward try as he might is going to get bested down in mid, but still it's a, what, 2-on-4 after plant in favor of Navi, and Simple and Flamey going to be the ones to send this round home. So 8-7 still in favor of the Danes at the end of this first half, but a triumphant comeback from Navi. Now we see them move into their CT side half, and the question becomes, can Navi keep this comeback coming?
Yeah, right, again, this was a 7-1 1 point for Astralis. Really kind of let the ball drop. Or drop the ball. Regardless of the saying, the scoreline is the same. 8-7 to Astralis in the lead. Still going to be favoured again. It's not a huge worry for Astralis, but the only worry is that Navi have started to found their way back into this game. And as a result, they might be feeling a little more confident heading into the second half as well. But let's see, with Astralis on their T side, anything is possible.
Yes, and those logos, by the way, this isn't a big old leak. This isn't the big team switch up. Navi over on the left. Hugo, what's some, what are you looking forward to based on what we're seeing there? Simple top of the board. That's exciting. Flamey having a good game. Electronic finding his footing. Over on the side of Astralis, what's going well? What's going wrong for the Danes?
I don't know. You really throw me under the bus.
Just what are you excited about in the second half?
I think Navi did a great job of bouncing back. Astralis had a lot of ecos on that CT side after the 7-1, right? They had a huge bit of money. Navi win 3 rounds in a row, and we saw quite a few ecos from Astralis in that second half, in that first half. So that certainly doesn't help. Playing on eco, like 3 out of your 4 rounds that, sorry, 3 out of your 7 rounds that Navi actually won. That could somewhat attribute to the scoreline, Harry, but at this rate, I wouldn't say anything's really going wrong. Like, it's still under control. This is 8-7, Harry. Anyone's game.
Like a managed forest fire, almost. There's the potential it gets out of hand, but right now everything's looking hunky-dory.
Well, I wouldn't call a forest fire hunky-dory in any context, but yeah, sure.
Sometimes they do burns on purpose.
Well, where they burn down like areas.
Because you got to like sick forest, I guess, right?
Sick forests. Well, let's just put them down, shall we?
Yeah,
these
exactly.
poor trees. Is that a regular thing? Are controlled forest fires a thing?
Yeah,
like,
controlled burns. That's a thing.
But like, is that an actual thing that?
What do you mean? Is it yeah?
No, is that a common thing?
Well,
why would you need to burn down an entire forest?
It's not an entire. You don't go for the That's the whole point. It's controlled. You don't
like why?
No, nothing's controlled if you burn down an entire thing.
You know what I mean? Don't
but I think it's more just like. I mean, I don't know. I'm not I'm not
I'm
a
not a tree surgeon.
pyromaniac, nor am I a tree surgeon. I don't know. If someone knows why we do controlled
Well, it's
burn.
fine. You can control forest fires because at the end of the day, scientists, or maybe you do know this, they've actually created a wetter version of water.
There we go. It wasn't, science.
They call it wet
right?
water.
Wet water. I said the wrong
Anyway,
word.
let's
Here we
see
go.
who burns first, Harry's career or this forest. As Astralis, they go
Right.
into this T site now.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And they've got a decent bit of utility between Zipnix and Glaive. It's going to be simple, tagged down low up here on short early for Navi. And Astralis taking the fight here early on. Going to be able to get control of mid. Flamey's still trying to keep an eye on Catwalk, but he's got a tall order ahead of him as the Danes now turn their attention towards middle. The bomb's still waiting back in the tunnels, does suggest a B play here. You have the smokes as well to get you across, the flashbangs on Zipnix and Glaive to try and open up mid and this B bomb site. And now the pincer coming in from Magisk. While he has been spotted, it all falls onto Electronic, and the flashbangs are too good from the Danes. Edward doing what he can down in middle, has at least regained them some lost ground. It's going to be a 3v4 in the retake here for Navi.
Yeah, almost undoable though. Even with this wraparound from Simple, he's so low, and he's probably going to be making some noise. Sneaks up at the end of things, but Edward's already been caught in the doors, and the more time that they only spot one player, they start to question, where is Simple? Where is he coming from? Probably pretty clued on at this point. And I like that setup from Astralis. Usually you see the bomb group up with the majority of players, but in this pistol round for Astralis, they put 4 in through middle and left Magisk in tunnel with the bomb. Now he just draws so much attention once he shows that bomb to the player at the back of the bomb site. And completely takes their attention away, while Astralis just absolutely manhandle everyone in through middle and rush it. So 9-7 to Astralis right now, Harry, and that pissed around has set them up for success in the second half. You all right?
Yeah.
He's just laughing at those odds. How much money you can go make on Betway.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's the wonderful folks there at Betway. They're still leading in favour of Astralis. The Danes very much the favourites here. And it's Flamey and Simple left up for Navi, doing what they can with these Deegs. They've at least juggled the gun onto Flamey as well. They went for the investment here. We know that Navi like to play this CT silent as if they lose the pistol. Flamey just gonna look to hold on to that AK. Simple manages one more with the Deagle. He's roaring to life inside of this A bomb site as he looks to try and put down these Danes. Pushing on in, but Device able to pick him up. So now the bomb plant comes in. Astralis gonna be reaching 10 rounds. Meanwhile, Navi only on 7.
Yeah, this gun should be saved. At least Astralis aren't going to be chasing too heavily for this weapon. Keep 3 alive, build that economy. Again, we're early into the half, and you typically don't see chasing until either side has really built up a bit of cash per player. Not really worth the risk at this point, so... 10-7 here, Harry, with the pistol round going in favour of Astralis as well. This is really... I mean, this is both pistols, so all in all, still a close game, but... Astralis are definitely in a point where they can run away with this one. If they win the first rifle, Navi Eco, and we could have 12-7 in a couple of rounds. So definitely a worrying position to be in if you are Navi, especially when they have to give up an 11th already before the buy comes in.
For the Danes, Flamey looking to try and do some damage with that AK. Maybe give him the opportunity to just yet, but he might as they start to encroach in this A bomb site. Flamey going with Dupree. Regardless, it's definitely going to be the 11th round for Astralis. Just becomes a matter now of can these Navi guys hold on to that rifle.
How the hell does Dupree survive that? Zeus obviously under-equipped for that fight, but these exit kills are coming in clutch for Astralis. Only Flamey again running away, trying to hold on to this gun. Magis has spotted him, and this is when the chase probably begins for Astralis. They have the manpower, they have SMGs, or no, not anymore. They've swapped out for the AK, and They know exactly where Flamey is. Got him cornered. Nice kill from Glaive, finishing him off. And that's going to somewhat affect the Navi buy coming up again, because obviously it removes that extra bit of cash. You can go off and buy utility, get a kit. The AWP will be here regardless. In fact, AWPs, because Simple and Flamey are the men bringing those out. Device is obviously going to be joining the ranks. He's going to go for that quick long pick as well, flashing himself in. Going straight for that frag, and Simple is going to get the immediate kill. They lined up for Device there, but it doesn't seem to make a difference for the AWPer of Navi. They're pretty going to fast play this cat position as well, and we have 3 players in lower tunnels here for Astralis. No one up on short to stop them, but Simple is on the site, and that's a bit of a beast to contend with, so Dupree will hold off for the time being. This is going to be the mid to B play potentially for Astralis, as 3 players with the bomb are set up inside of the tunnels. The smoke slows them down for a little bit longer though, and that will hold them at bay, maybe make them even reconsider this setup.
Yeah, Astralis, they've grinded down to a halt. Glaive pushing on in towards mid, looking like it is going to be this B play once again, only this time we have Flamey and Edward here to keep an eye on it. Electronic going to get smoked off. Hi, Glaive. Trains in to try and force Electronic through, but Glaive has read that like a book. Now Flamey here with this secondary AWP for Navi has to try and stand his ground, and while he has looked good, Magisk looks even better. Finds the quick double, leaving Simple and Zeus. 2 players left up for Navi to try and find an 8th round and stop Astralis from coming in with the reset here. Glaive, he does get caught. He gets caught crossing back into the tunnel. Suddenly all this pressure going to fall onto one man. It's Magisk locked in the 1v2.
Yeah, they're taking their time though. This bomb's going to be about half ticked before Navi even get into the site. And Zeus, he needs to wait for Simple before he fully commits. They time this well. Magisk could be screwed. He spots the head of Zeus jumping up, but Simple's going to be the real man to watch out for. He's the one with the AWP, and Zeus will strafe in for that frag. Nice timing from Navi on the push back in. Again, it's hard to fully time a retake like that when you don't know exactly where Magisk is playing, but with a general idea, Navi do time Simple's peak with Zeus crossing into the site at a fairly good time. So nice retake there from Navi. Don't lose a player, and do take another round with 2 surviving. (11 to 8) here for Astralis. Navi back on this board for the first time on this CT side, and need to be careful they don't get reset. Of course, that was their first buy round to actually find success, but Astralis is still able to afford and bounce back here, and that's why we see this tactical pause is so important for Astralis. If they win a 12th round here, they get maybe 13, maybe even 14, depending on how Navi invest their money. And we can see this game just going as a result of this, and that's just due to the dominant, well, not dominant first half, but the advantage in the first half and the pistol taken as a result.
Well, Astralis, they put everything they've got into this round as well, so that reset now looming for either one of these 2 teams. This now becomes a much more important round as a result. Effectively a 2-for-1 in that sense. You will be sending the other team's economy down into the depths. Flamey over here on short, playing this position. Unless you take 1 shot and then you can just drop back down into CT or move up towards the A bomb site. He's also going to have Electronic holding from Goose to help him out, but all the smokes down here at long allows you to get a man across into the pit like that from Astralis. Flamey, there we go, his position now revealed, and it will be him finding the man advantage. Device going to tag up Edward down here in mid in return. Not quite able to find the kill though. And once again, for Astralis, looking like this might all culminate back into a B play once more.
Yeah, bomb going first. This is a really well-timed round. Navi have gone for that quad stack on A, and that's just a bit of a gamble right now. It's the wrong call to make. Edward's going to be flashed through the smoke, but he's fully blinded and doesn't need to commit. Simple holding this alone with his life, and he's finding shots left and right. One player splitting in through the tunnels. Edward may have killed his teammate somehow in the midst of all this madness, but Device, he's getting flanked until 20 seconds left, and a bullet in the head from Electronic. Navi 9 rounds on their CT side, Harry, and they keep 4 alive. They are really coming back into the second half.
Yeah, most definitely. Now the money's going to be all but gone for the Danes. Just going to be vanilla pistols for the most part from them here. Deagle out on Magisk CZ for Glaive, and other than that, it's Glocks for the rest of the gang. One thing I do often wonder, Hugo, you know, the Danes, pretty small population, right?
Yeah.
There's more bikes than people. On the Faroe Islands, there's twice as many sheep as there are people. They're never the incumbent, like, I don't know, country in anything, apart from in the CS scene, where they have the most teams in the top, what, like 20?
I mean, they're one of the largest exporters of food in the world.
All right.
Despite...
Where'd you get this from?
I know my Danish facts, Harry. We're
You
all
know
about
your Danish facts. So you've been learning well. Let's see, though, is actually the Danes, they've somehow made this round work, Hugo. They're into a 2-on-2. They've juggled these rifles around, and suddenly it's Flamey and Edward left in a retake that never should have been. This is vanilla pistols for the most part over on the side of Astralis. Now, Flamey did spot that man cross onto the car. That's Magisk. Flash goes over. That's going to give up where he is a bit with a missed shot from Flamey. Edward has dropped device in the meantime, and now Magisk sitting pretty at the car, trying desperately to find an opening. They start to push on into him, and he's given a bit of a shot there. Does flick onto Flamey, but he gets burnt out in the Molotov. Times tick down so low, but Edward, just enough time left for this defuse. It's going to be 10-11 as Navi managed to rescue that round. A team ace comes on in, but it's nothing worth celebrating if you are Navi. Your economy now kept down low. And that round narrowly getting added onto your scoreline. One that they should have been picking up easily.
Yeah, this is starting to get back into the swing of things for Navi.
Yeah, this was 7-1 at one point in time in favor of Astralis, right? That's an important and very stark reminder of what sort of job Navi have had to do to get back into this game and how things aren't assured for the Danes anymore. They come off the back.
So good. Both players peak at the exact same time, and Simple finds them both. Even damage to Magisk through the body of Glaive as well. Astralis getting torn to shreds, but a double trade up from Zipnix is going to make this round all doable on the same bomb site. Navi have no one committed to it. Molotov can cut off Flamey from repositioning, but the lack of smoke covering the full cross means Astralis don't want to commit with this A play. They're going to rotate back round. Dupree's already killed a man in middle. He's going to be able to catch Zeus as well, rotating up. Dupree, fantastic shot. And 20 seconds left for Astralis. I don't even know if there's time. Harry, they might lose this round just due to Flamey staying alive, and I think Dupree's going to start hunting for this kill just as a result. Luckily, he might find it, but Flamey staying alive. There's 10 seconds left. They don't have it. It's done. Flamey survived.
What in God's name? Navi going to be tying it up 11-11. And yeah, you know, they strapped on their running shoes. They tried to get a move on, Hugo. They're teasies. That's an idea, by the way. Add shoes into the game.
Yeah.
CTZs.
Don't give them any ideas.
No?
No.
Why not? You know, we've already got gun skins, we've got gloves. Why not hats? TF2. That was a game.
That was. Yeah, that game did well, didn't it?
I mean, yeah, it did pretty good. Look, Hugo. Tactical pause called on in. You imagine from the Danish side there, it's been a long time since we've kind of seen Astralis make a blunder such as that, right? This isn't the Astralis we're too used to seeing. So Navi now making them feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit claustrophobic here on Dust 2 as that scoreline now reads all equal. And it's looking like such a good start for Astralis. Now Navi are very much the ones in the driving seat here.
Yeah, just a miscalculation. They definitely could have made it if they went up long and then wrapped around through middle and went lower tunnels to B. But yeah, thinking they had time for the full wraparound was not going to happen. It definitely looked possible until they hit the T-spawn, and about that point I'm thinking, okay, there's 20 seconds. Probably not going to happen. That's going to hurt Astralis here. This is not the kind of mistake we expect from this team. 11-11 now. Close players on long. Simple hits the tag. Zeus turns right back and finishes off 2 kills. That's Electronic even getting one with Zeus. He's going to go in for a little bit more, which may be unnecessary, but aware of the fact that he can't even back off of that position because Astralis will probably punish him. But there was a lot of Navi players up on long anyway, so didn't really need to go in for more. Either way, an advantage now for Navi is going to be pretty comfortably sat. As Astralis, they take control of the pit. Simple's watching from the top of the A-bomb site as well. Navi settle into just a more standard default. You can afford to do this when you have that kind of advantage. You need to make sure they have short covered as well, so Electronic is in position there. You don't want to get split on, but Astralis are all grouped. 30 seconds left. No rotates this time, boys. They have to commit towards A.
And to do so, you have to try and run the gauntlet and get past Simple. He backs away for the time being. Electronic going to try and hide inside of the bomb site. And it's going to be a real surprise here for Astralis as they go pushing in. But no, Simple caught out in the open. Electronic going to get toppled straight away. And now Glaive laying down the pain. It's Astralis 2v1 with the bomb down. Zipnix and Glaive left up. And Flamey near on. Impossible clutch. But he's trying to make it work. He's going to do so much damage. But Zipnix just able to hold his own. By the skin of their teeth, they find themselves a 12th round. On the back of it, you get an understanding how close these rounds have been. You think back to the round prior where they win it just through staying alive, but only one man survives, so there's no money here for Navi, and they've gone for the force. They force bought up into this round, into round 24.
Now they've maybe built up some more confidence as a result. You can look at how fast they're going into this middle position. Play around the edge of the smoke. That's Simple in the solo M4, and they'll take down Zeus. Will they expect another? Simple's taking himself a kill as well, and Edwards even dropped one before Astralis gifted towards B. Guns being picked up, but low HP on Navi is going to make this one very, very difficult in the retake. Don't let the man advantage fool you. Molotov to cut out any CTs pushing back, and they're going to go fully towards a tunnel. Vice planting safe, Dupree. Trying to find the AWP, and he does. Crash in. He's fully blind. He's got to fall back as well. Navi getting a lot of ground here in the tunnels. They're going to be able to push in. Astralis are still hesitant, still worried of that middle position. Dupree going back for more. He gets himself one. Did see another man in the tunnels, but doesn't know where the last final player is. They're both here, and they line up for Dupree. Fantastic round. 4 kills on that AWP. And that's been one factor. Device has certainly slowed down with this AWP on Astralis, and he's been getting picked up by Simple quite a lot, so Dupree picking up the AWP and having a huge round is great for Astralis. I'd love to see him actually even stay on this AWP depending on spawns, but Device is going to pick it back up. No worries with that. Flamey getting tagged on the cross, and these last couple of rounds for Astralis could be the confidence boost they need to get back into this match and take it away from Navi.
That'd be such a shame, though, for Navi after fighting so hard to bring it back to this scoreline. They will have a bye coming up in this next round, so it's not the end of the world, but it could very well be approaching the end of this series. The 14th going to be locked in here for the Danes. Navi going down 7-1 in the early stages of this map. They pulled it back 11-14 here versus Astralis, and we need to see this first buy of theirs yield some immediate results because money's going to be building up now for the T's. They're going to have those bank accounts flushed with cash at the end of this round. And if you're Navi, you can't even take solace in adding it at that one round potentially, then you're, oh, that's an AWP. They would love to hold on to that. Zeus going to be looking to get out of there, and he throws it across to Simple.
That's awesome. Awesome, maybe, but that's a really bad joke, so for bad making that, but yeah, really nice to get that AWP out of the lower tunnels. You okay,
just
Harry?
the immediate judgment, man.
It's because when
You're
I
your own worst critic, Hugo.
No, before I said it, I was like, here's a really bad joke. I'm going to say it, but I'm going to clarify. I know it's a bad joke, so you don't think I have horrible sense of humour. I do, but I've got to hide that.
Well, look.
And
the last few rounds have been similar to that joke, Hugo. Or to you. Just a real train wreck. And now, 11-14. They've got this bye together. The AWP's out on Simple. They've put everything into this round. And Astralis immediately changing up the pace. out here towards Long, barreling in. But Zeus, he's found the opener. Lots of damage done onto Glaive as well. This is perfect for Navi if they want to try and pull this back. But Zipnix, he's laying waste to players over here towards Long. Magisk swings on in a little bit late. And blink of an eye, it's Flamey and Simple left up in a 2v3. It was looking good for Navi, but Astralis, they've dashed the hopes and dreams of this CT side, now leaving Simple and Flamey in the hot seat.
And that B-site's been crept into as well. Simple may be able to come in late and catch Magisk, who's yet to move himself out of this spawn, but in doing so, he'll give away his position. If anything, it could come back to haunt him if Magisk continues sneaking the way he is. And Simple will not see him on the back line. Magisk is going to be ready for it. Simple gets that kill. But this flank is just 1 second too late for Magisk. Simple just staying alive, and he's found 2 kills. Magisk may get the trade up, but it's now 1v1 up against Flamey. Molotov in hand. That can go on the bomb. That will delay this defuse, and he doesn't have a kit anyway. This should be Magisk's round. The long wrap round from T-Spawn as Flamey taps that bomb. He could have committed to the defuse and might have gotten away with it, but Magisk is up and he's spotted it. He's taking the fight, and even though Flamey gets that kill, no kit, no chance. It's Astralis on match point.
15-11 here, and yes, Magisk, he might have baited his teammates a bit, might have missed the timing on that flank, but he makes up for it as he wins out that 1v1 clutch in the long run. 15-11. AWP going to be purchased by Simple, but that leaves him armorless. So Aim Punch going to play into it for him. The AWP going to be back out on device. Glaive even onto a UMP in this round. And you can see Glaive had the money to buy an AK. He's done this by design. Astralis going to be hitting this B bomb site very, very quickly, charging on in. It's Dupree leading the fray. And Edward and Flamey doing what they can to hold back the Danes. They've done more than enough. Suddenly it's Device left in a 1v4. He has at least picked off Electronic. He's going to fall, so Navi 12-15. They're going to try and grind their way back into this game.
That surprises me to see Astralis commit to the instant B play off the back of it. Maybe just hoping they'll catch Navi off guard, but every time Astralis have gone B on this T side, it's been awful, apart from the times where they do it later in the round, after Navi have maybe lost some long control, rotated those B players off, and Astralis have exploited the gap in the defense. They've never charged into B and found success, so a bit of a skew-if round, and it's going to cost Astralis a lot. They've got to give a 13th over to Navi. Eco here for the T side. Zipnix on the scout, pistols on everyone else, but yeah, this is almost definitely Navi still in this game, Harry. Overtime on the cards. Astralis going to have a couple of buy rounds. One real buy round, and that'll be next. And then, you know, a force for the 14th. But they get a bump out that might at least enable them a little bit to work with. Zipnix tagged up on long. Double AWP here for Navi, and the scout's already been removed, so not off to the best of starts.
No, definitely not. Navi looking good to find this 13th and not go down to these pistols. And Magisk is going to pick up that kill at the very least. 3. Even trying to give with another, but it's Magisk left in a 1v3 here. And well, the stall is pulled from underneath him. He's going to go to full. That will be Navi moving on to a 13th. They need 2 more rounds here to pull us through to an overtime. Astralis going to have to buy. Device looking limited, won't have that AWP out. He could have one thrown over, but no. Instead they go for these rifles. The SMG out on Glaive. All the utility they could possibly ask for. And early on, it's all raining in over here towards long. This hasn't worked for Astralis yet. This time, they're able to get out. They best Electronic. They get to the angle before him. Now they have a foothold secured here at the long position.
But again, this AWP for Simple has been so difficult to get past up on that A bomb site. And Device is on a Tech 9. They don't have the range to compete with this. Their only hope is that they can maybe force Navi to adjust their setup, and that's gone well so far. Astralis holding on to the long control. Navi not attempting to retake it means that it's only going to be Simple watching onto that. The rest of them try and take control towards Cat meanwhile and make sure Astralis aren't setting up for this A split. Simple has killed Device in the pit and taken 2 as well. This is exactly what we expect from Simple. And now Astralis going for that late round B play that we've been talking about, but Flamey is on the other side and he is not giving them a single chance. 2 kills from him. Dupree will hear this flank from Zeus. Zeus has his headset backwards as he looks up towards short. And Dupree, he's still got a monster task ahead of him. It's not going to happen. 14 rounds to Navi. Looking like we're going to overtime, Harry, because the Astralis, they have no money to play with.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what?
I don't know, like a playground with no swing set. There's just nothing to play with here for Astralis.
What about the roundabout?
They've got nothing. And Hugo, it's a pretty roundabout way of saying Astralis don't have everything they need here to succeed. Navi looking likely to pull us through to an overtime in this scenario, unless the Danes can do the impossible, rise up with this weak bye. Only time will tell as we head on in to round number 30. We've gone the full distance. Are we going to see some of these bonus rounds? Magisk out through long. Smoke is down initially. Astralis fast up through short as well. One of the first times we haven't seen them pressuring mid early on over on the side of Navi, and that's given Cat control the way of Astralis. This is something new for them to work with, but already they're going to take a nade onto Dupree. He's brought down to his knees early on. Xyp9x does spot the head of Zeus. Isn't able to find anything just yet, but Simple tagged up. Goes blow for blow with Device. Finds himself trapped at the car, but there's Electronic in with one. Zeus gonna find another. Dupree doing what he can. Is teamed up with Glaive over here towards short, but the bomb is dropped. And it's fallen down in front of CT. There is a smoke up, but Dupree's throwing that out now, so they can't look to use that when it comes to retrieving this bomb, and you can see the effect this has had. Navi with all three players just with their beady eyes down here towards the CT spawn, and Dupree. It all to do in a 1v3. They're going to hear the drop. They surely know that he's here, and that nade does so much damage. The round comes to a close, and Navi, they've taken us through to an overtime here on Dust. This game is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, and to think this was a 7-1 scoreline for Astralis at one point in the matchup, looking like as quick as Overpass was. But Navi, some great resilience on this team. We've seen so much of that in Pro League. So many comebacks, so many advantages thrown away. And this game is no different from that. Ridiculous to see this go in the full 30 rounds and more. But we're going to have that 16k MR3. So lots of money for everyone. Lots of opportunity. Because again, if we think back to those last few rounds from Astralis, they only had one buy in the last 4 rounds. Otherwise, we're on pistols or ecos or weird force buys where Device didn't have the AWP, and that's another factor because Simple has just been absolutely tearing through Astralis, and Device is yet to really answer back onto him. So we need to see that change as we head into overtime. Otherwise, Navi have a very good chance of taking this map back, splitting the series 1-1. Harry, where's your money in right now? Whose boat? Whose basket of eggs?
I mean, what is it? Where am I putting my money in it? In a basket of eggs or a boat?
I don't know. Either one.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me right now, I don't know, Hugo. This is such a 50-50 game, and both teams have shown so many signs of success. I think, you know, I'll be honest, I think Navi take this.
Yeah.
I'm leaning away on Navi. Astralis, a team that usually, you know, we say so tactically diverse, so much firepower, but I haven't seen much in these last few T-side rounds that are kind of showing all that diversity that we're so used to seeing, all those strats. Obviously, it's Dust 2, right? There's only so tactical you can be on this map. And with how Navi have been playing, they've got the momentum built up. They've stolen that, the last 4 rounds in a row to get us to this place now. I think the momentum's going their way. I think they're looking good. You have key players like Simple, like Edward, like Flamey stepping up right now. And Astralis, while this was looking fantastic for them early on, and they are still, you know, the best team in the world, there's no denying it. Navi look good here. There you go.
Yeah.
How about you?
I agree on all of the above.
That's
nice,
nice, yeah.
Nice, quick and concise way to summarize it. Yeah, no, I agree. Navi definitely looking like the better team right now in this second half. But again, like 8-7, 8-7. These two teams are so neck and neck. I don't like counting out Astralis because I know how good this team is. But yeah, let's find out with maybe Device not hitting the peak and Simple certainly performing well. This could be something good for Navi. Let's find out, Harry. We're into overtime. First to 19 here. We got 6 rounds to be played in just 1 overtime, 3 a half, and all the money in the world.
Yes, indeed, all $160,000 of it. They've gone ahead and bought up into this round, as you would expect. But let's take a look at Device. Simple on the AWP, so is Flamey. Double AWP poured out for Navi. AWP on Device. The standard setup for either team, what we've been seeing thus far. This time Astralis going to try once again to take control along, only this time Navi, they're not pressuring it like they had been doing before. They've taken a more passive stance, and Electronic, he's already been brought down at just 13 HP. Over here at the car, he's caught a couple of unlucky bullets, couple of wall bangs, a few nades here and there. But look at this from Simple in the meantime. Being so tricky, pushing in towards these tunnels. Pressuring Astralis, confining them to this one portion of the map. 5 players here for Astralis, 4 for Navi. And it all comes off the back of Simple, but there's Device finding the opener. Electronic's already been dropped from this round, and Flamey, things about to heat up for him here as the push comes in. Edward, so many bodies and so much damage done, but not quite able to put up a kill. Now it's Flamey, and he's going to get brought down to his knees. A few missed shots with the AWP, and Dupree is continuing to open up this A-bomb site. Simple and Zeus left alive, but these two, they've proven to be a bit of a dynamic duo in these clutch scenarios before. Can they do it again?
It is overtime after all, and that's the bomb dropped. No plant coming in for Astralis. They know exactly where Zeus is, though, and a slow creep up from Dupree as the Executioner comes up clutch for Astralis. And Device, what a fantastic round from him. Even catches Simple in the retreat. We said he needed to step up in overtime. He's certainly gone and done it, Harry. Pulling himself back up into form with 3 huge kills and opening up that A-bomb site, most importantly, with an initial pick. That's even him catching Zeus. It actually wasn't Dupree to kill Zeus. It was Device. Wow, didn't even see that. But auto snipers up in the second round. If you win the first round of OT, money is no longer a problem for the next 2. So yeah, why not auto up? Magisk is gonna get dropped on long though. Flamey finding that early kill. Are they gonna get aggressive off the back of it? Zeus is pushed up into the long doors.
Navi, it's another slow start here in this overtime. We often say this Navi side are very, very good though in these sort of long haul games at grinding out these wins. They've done well to get us this far. This time though, Zipnik's waiting for this push in through long, and he feels like he has Navi's name and number in this situation. Also, important thing to note, these double orbs invested into again. Flamey waiting over here towards long. Gonna go ahead and pick off Zipnik from the fray. That Incendiary forces out Electronic into the open, but he wins his fight, and now the bomb dropped up on short leaves Glaive. Unlikely 1v3, tries to deal with Electronic. It's a messy fight, and Navi gonna be tying us up 16-16.
Keeping things as close as can be, Harry. Exactly what you want for overtime, of course. But one round has to take the lead heading into that second half, and going to find out here in the final round of this side. Magisk is on the Krieg. We have been dying to see him on this because this is one of the few players that actually picked it up before the price adjustment. So to see him on it after the price adjustment isn't too surprising. That makes it already out through long. Dupree has been taken down the middle. He was trying to fast play that middle position and get himself in through those double doors, but it has gone very, very badly. RV taking that man advantage. Flamey opening up yet another round. Device just desperately looking for a kill to Simple here. That would be so nice to try and turn it around, but Simple's not giving him the satisfaction. Pretty passive on this site, Simple has been. 30 kills to his name. Close smokes on long for Astralis. They'll be going down. Tough from Simple on the ramp. Astralis in his position for a few more seconds, allowing Simple to reposition. He'll drop down into CT. Navi is setting it for a retake play here with a man advantage, which isn't too bad of an idea considering they also have this man up in the corner, but that's already going to go very, very badly. Electronic and Zeus getting plucked out of this bomb site. Edward with a Molotov, and the retake is on.
Nick's able to find one. Now the Krieg on Magisk. He's been loving this. He does get burnt in the fire and flames by Edward. But now just Flamey left up in a 1v2, 12 HP to his name, and Device and Glaive sitting in a crossfire to end all crossfires. Actually, takes that fight. Flamey's now opened up onto Device. This is still possible here. He's going to go pushing in, and he finds them both. Flamey's going to do it. 4 kills in this round, and the 1v2. Navi, 17-16, as Flamey does the impossible for Navi.
AWP, AK, doesn't make a damn difference. This man is feeling it today. What a shot to Device as well. Flamey single-handedly winning that round without a doubt. No need for anyone else to step up on Navi in there. As now with that, Navi are going to be going into the second half with the advantage, Harry. They are going to have the round lead. 2 away from a victory on Dust 2, and considering, again, they were down so far on this matchup, they've really pulled things back.
Yeah, they pulled it back so far. So far, in fact, that, yeah, you know,
we shut down the server.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. Flamey has killed them so hard, in fact. Yeah, that's it. We're gone. Started loading into Inferno, but we're going to go to cut to a nice little fly-through here. And Hugo, just to recap on how we got to where we were, the scoreline currently sitting in favor of Navi. They just need 2 more rounds now on this T side. They looked fantastic on it in the first half. They've got the buys coming on in now. A little bit of time to try and figure out how it is they want to play this. And Astralis now need to go flawless on their CT side half if they want to pick this up. Flamey looking down mid early on. Not able to find anything here for Navi.
Not able to see anything either. I assume it's still loading into the server on the other PC. That's why we're seeing this delay, or this monitor. So we're only going to get one perspective for now, or maybe a few. We don't really know exactly what's going on here. Navi is setting it with 2 players
I like
along.
it, though. This is like the hardcore mode of CS.
Of casting. It really is hard.
All of the above. Edward picking up Glaive early on. What's the rest of the team doing? We can only prophesy, but Electronic, he's out down here in mid. He's going to catch me and Magisk by surprise, as he's managed to go ahead and extend this lead for Navi even more. And I don't know if Astralis are trading these kills out. I can only imagine they're giving it their best shot. But Navi currently sitting in the driving seat. 5 versus 3. Trade frags yet to come in from the Astralis boys, and things going to be heating up now. For Zipnix is, actually, he might have been the first man to die.
Yeah, I can't remember who's... No, Glaive was the first man to die.
Okay, so Zipnix inside of that B-bomb site.
Because Magisk should still be on that B-bomb site for Astralis, but Zipnix is the one to go down. He's going to be getting caught on that boost spot, and now that's opened up the B-bomb site. With one player already dead, and there we go. Flamey's even taken down Device. Fantastic shot. The round is done. Navi have taken 18, and we're back in. Thank you guys for sorting that out.
What a way to experience a round, though.
Yeah, that was actually far more difficult than I thought. I mean, having no map makes it basically impossible, right? It's not about the X-ray, well, it is, but it's more about the map than anything.
Listen,
right?
Hugo, I'm a firm believer that anything is possible, and so are Navi. They're up 18-16, a game in which they were 1-7 down versus Astralis. The same Astralis, by the way, who sit top of the board right now in the Pro League. Going to get overthrown, perhaps, by Navi. They also sit on a massive 7-1 win streak here on Dust 2. Astralis trying to keep their stats in good standing, trying to stay in this game that much longer. Well, Simple looking to try and make it so that Navi do indeed close this map out. Electronic now chiming in with one more blink of an eye. It's Magisk. 1v4, he has it all to do, and only 30 HP to get the job done with. Pushing on in it, they're going to hear the footsteps. They know that he's here. They have his name, number, and Electronic's got his head mounted on the wall as well. Navi going to be closing out this map as they split the series versus Astralis.
Yeah, finally being able to actually close it out, and a huge couple of rounds from Flamey and Electronic to be able to do so for Navi. We needed some of these guys to step up alongside Simple, and they certainly proved it. So not a 16-0 to Astralis, as it says on your screens. It is Navi taking the victory here today on Dust 2 and splitting that 1-1 with Astralis. But not only have Navi found success, we found success, Harry. We found a couple of people to bail us out. It is Chad and Trace.
Yes, it's very true. There's one thing that Danes like, it's pickled herring. A salty licorice, and perhaps a cold glass of milk. One thing they don't like is being beaten overtime And that is very unfortunate, isn't it, Chad?
Yeah, I think the way that Navi just approached this game, man, when I say their game, I don't mean this map in particular. I mean just their entire approach to Counter-Strike. It seems like it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know, they really love to just constantly go for those force buys, put pressure on your economy, make sure that they're not letting you relax. You know, if you make one mistake, they will break you, and when they do, at that point, they take over the economy, and they're able to continue to keep you under the thumb like a bad ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, you definitely don't want any of those keeping you down, do you, Chad?
No, because
I'm talking about the economy game, not the other one.
Oh, well, in both ways, both of those two scenarios can affect your economy in a way.
I guess we could begin to talk a little bit about some of the individualistic plays that came out here. Perhaps
even lots of them.
We saw quad kills on retakes. We saw Dupree getting a 3K on a retake. Dupree really stepping into his own, and I guess I should say out of his shell here, and really playing as the Dupree that we know.
Is he a Ninja Turtle?
And you can be whatever you want. It's 2018, Chad.
Yeah? You reckon he identifies as a Ninja Turtle?
He might actually identify as a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
But Dust 2's in the bag, just like the other map was there. And they're going to be splitting maps tonight. Astralis looking like they had this one handedly in the bag. But then, of course, if you're Navi, you love an overtime.
Yeah, they do, and they like clawing back into these games. There was lots of pivot moments once more, and you were talking about Dupree here. They got the double AWP set up on their CT side online very early once again. They weren't actually the ones having as much of the impact. We have this clutch round right here, this 1v1 scenario. If Flamey had a kit, he would have been able to sit that defuse as that Molotov was coming in and steal this one, and maybe we wouldn't have seen ourselves make it all that way to overtime. You would think with Magic's Boy pulling this one out of his backside, that would have been enough for Astralis, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and even had that box not been there, perhaps he could have still defused. Like, who knows, Chad?
Yeah, well, like maybe if, the defuse time was as soon as you touched it, he could have definitely defused.
Maybe if his turtle shell wouldn't have got hung up on the box, then...
That was Dupree. And that was Flamey and Magic's. They weren't really related to the Ninja Turtle story. But they could be Ninja Turtles, maybe. Like, Astralis could be the 4 Ninja Turtles. We've got some Donatello, we got Raphael, we got Leonardo, and we've got, who am I forgetting?
Yeah, but Glaive would have to be like Master Splinter,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then, like, Simple could be like Shredder.
Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo.
Who are we forgetting? We got the purple one. We got the blue one. We got the red one.
Yeah,
no.
my youth is escaping me.
Who are we forgetting? Who's the one that eats all the pizza?
They all eat pizza, man.
Yeah, but the one with the orange headband, who's like gnarly, dude.
Gnarly, dude. Kind of like these numbers. Very gnarly indeed. They're going to seem a little inflated, and that is because there was an overtime. You'd love to see it, and we did, in fact. And you can look in them numbers there, and they're not going to tell you a fib. Simple, yet again, back on his nonsense, putting some real hurting on the opponents.
Speaking of nonsense, this is all in the wrong language, so I can't even find out who
I bet, and I'm not a betting man.
Michelangelo, Donatello,
Leonardo.
And Leonardo. We got it!
But how, were we looking for a 5th Ninja Turtle?
No, we didn't say all of them before. We didn't say Raphael.
Raphael.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah, dude. Well, the road to Odense continues, and we have another matchup coming your way. Of course, the last 2 best of ones of match day number 9.
It's Saturday night.
It's going to be Astralis versus G2. It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
So
it's party night. I hope everybody's on the couch watching some Counter-Strike.
Tell you what, this is a challenge for you at home. For you at home, if you are watching this broadcast, use hashtag ESL Pro League and tag either of us or both of us. I want to know.
We'll bring it up on broadcast. If you tag a picture of how you're watching the game, we'll bring it up on the iPad.
Yeah,
get involved.
That's not bad.
Get activated.
Tag a picture of you, like selfie mode. You got like the game in back, and there's a high likelihood you can go on the stream. Either way, we're gonna go to a break, and we come back. It's Astralis G2, and maybe even your picture if you're lucky.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo! Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise.
an Intel Core i7.
The Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA. Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Hey, Chad.
What's going on, buddy?
Just waiting on another edition of ESL Pro League Season 8, match day number 9, coming to a close. Surely, but a little slowly. In fact, I like this floor. I can just kind of shimmy across.
We're dancing. We're in a good mood this evening because it is Saturday, and we had someone tweet at us with an image, but we haven't had enough time to get that fandangled bloody iPad configured.
I can work it out. In
and
fact,
I can talk.
Before then, let's talk about Astralis and G2. Now, Astralis have to be warmed up at this point, Chad. And that's not something anyone wants to see.
Well, G2, after their original games, they kicked off the night against Navi. So they've had a lull. They've had a chance to watch Astralis. I'm sure they would have seen both of those games go down back-to-back, probably while chowing down on some dinner. But coming into this one, you have to be right about that. Astralis need to be warm. They're going to be upset that they let that one get to overtime, with all things considered, being at match point 15-11. I think they might take their frustrations out on G2 here.
I think that they might as well, because if you think about the G2 we saw earlier, they did have a little bit of a rough patch. So
you cool, man?
I was drinking a lot of water there in the break. Also,
staying hydrated.
I had a little bit of a Diet Cola.
A Diet Cola affair.
But it was nowhere near in comparison to the Mountain Dew I was drinking before that. Man, I just really had to put them on a comparison side by side.
Is this why you were playing ESEA? On your MSI laptop?
Not today, but that's usually how it goes.
With the Core i7 Intel processor?
Maybe even an i9, Chad. We're living in 2018, bud. You better get used to it. Just like you better get used to Existence. Putting some real hurting on his team today.
Yeah, so G2 have been surprising, that's for sure. It's been a long time for these guys to slowly start showing results, but they are showing at least one thing to me, and that is a positive map pool now. We've seen them play Nuke, we've seen them play the likes of Overpass a little bit more proficiently. Their T-sides have been there, they've definitely been accountable. But I think that going up against Astralis on Overpass once more, we're going to see this happen for the third time this evening.
You love to see it, Chad.
It's unlikely, considering how badly Astralis walloped Navi earlier, that G2 are going to have, much of a say in this one. I think this one should be another quick affair. Maybe not a 16-4, but something similar to that. We might be seeing ourselves with a 16-10 or less scoreline.
Well, only one could hope that we have at least a close matchup. But I guess given the pedigree of these teams, I'm going to use a word like pedigree, because all the players involved here have the sort of gumption that it takes to pull this one all the way to the brink.
Do you know pedigree is actually a dog food brand name?
I know, because in America, pedigree is what you serve your dogs if you want them to live a long, healthy, and I don't know how they would do it, but a prosperous life as well.
Yeah, well, maybe they get a lot of sticks. Dogs like sticks.
In fact,
lots of tennis
Chad,
balls.
If you have the pedigree, you can join the Mountain Dew League. That's right. Head over to ESEA.net/Mountain Dew League, or MDL, I believe would be. Yeah, let's just go ahead and church it up to that. ESEA.net/MDL will be where you find yourself signing up for this Mountain Dew League, the surefire path to the ESL Pro League, which is why we're here.
Should we talk about the B stream?
If you'd like.
In the first game on the B stream of the second match, they're a little bit behind us this evening. That's funny. FaZe are actually able to take down North, and they're on the second map now, where North are winning 13-8. It is on Inferno, and North have found themselves on the CT side. So, looking like it could be a split series over there on the secondary stream, and there will be one more game to follow once that one has concluded. I do believe it will be the Big Clan taking on Heroic and the birthday boy from yesterday, Freiburg.
Which, if you're like me, once we start getting this old, Chad, a month is the minimum, I think, for a birthday celebration. I think you start celebrating a birthday throughout the duration of the entire month of your birthday. So, like, mine's the 29th, right, of this month.
So you think we should be celebrating your birthday now?
I think every day of this entire month of October could be centered around me.
I think that you treat your entire life like it's a party, though.
That's not true. But if it was, I tell you, I'd be all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You really like that Mountain Dew stuff,
Dude,
right?
I really do. Honestly, it's a southern delicacy. We like to get it out for the barbecues and whatnot, which has absolutely no bearing on either of the people playing in this this matchup. Because
no, but we've already seen both of these teams this evening, right?
Yep.
We've seen Astralis have a really good showing. We've seen them have an overtime loss. We've seen G2 do pretty well, show depth in map pool. Then they've come on out. It hasn't necessarily been their stars, because the game that they won on Inferno was Existence leading the top of the scoreboard. But look at this one. We're going to go Overpass. I've already set the parameters. I've already set the bearings, right? Overpass, we are going to see the likes of G2, who, this is one of their weaker maps in their pool, have to really go against a strapping Astralis team who won 16-4 earlier. So you add all of those little bits and pieces into the process, and where does that leave us? Probably waiting to get into the game. That's where it leaves us.
Probably waiting to get into the game.
And get the Goonies online.
But we do have a promise that we said we would fulfill, and I believe that we should do just that. However, Astralis being the one true kings of Counter-Strike currently, nothing is going to have anything on this next little bit.
Jordan's not playing. I think he's the North American region right now. But this is just the reason that I'm not getting overhyped about this one is just because I think that what we're going to see is Astralis have their way with G2. I don't see too much of a struggle getting put up. I'm trying to think about different ways that they could isolate or make life difficult for the Astralis lineup. It's just, I think, an impossibility at this point. If they're able to get the victory, it's quite the upset.
Chad, I want to take a quick shout out. Yes, we brought the commentators in. I want to get your feedback on this next little bit here because a young man by the name of Jeremy Cush, that's his name, at Jeremy Cush. Let's take a look at Jeremy right now. Look at this guy. He did the right thing. He tagged us in these tweets. Let's go one step further. Does this look like a man?
Is that bad Fallen?
That cares what you have to say, Harry?
No, not at all. I wouldn't want to mess with this guy.
We had a couple of more people as well. I like their tweets. I don't think we'll be able to find them in time, unfortunately.
Yeah, we will. Look, it's all right here, Chad.
Wait, oh, you got them all? I like them all.
You like them all? Well,
yeah.
How about Juan Mata TV? I think I said that right. Either way, he did the right thing, and he put it on his projector, Chad. You're not living that big life.
I don't have a projector, but if I actually have room in my apartment for one, we were talking about a projector in my apartment.
Yeah.
It's good we've got some, and I had someone, the first tweet that came in was actually from Casper Smith. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. We didn't get this one up, but he's watching with his mum via Viaplay, which is where we broadcast on this Nordic television channel, I believe.
Well, you know, I think you're right, but I don't think that's up for us to decide. In fact, it's going to be up to G2 and Astralis to decide if we're going to be making a match out of this or if it's going to be a lay down and take your spankings like the French-Belgian lineup might. And, of course, to deliver those spankings to one another, now it will be Harry and Hugo to talk about how they do it in their off time. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, just really hard and aggressively, I think, is the way that we do that, Trace. But we can focus on the game. We can focus on what's at hand. G2 versus Astralis.
Yeah, that's certainly what we got, Harry. Let's move on from this conversation. Glad to get Trace out the room finally.
Man, that went down like a U-boat. But yeah, that really wasn't one of my better lines. It is going to be Astralis versus G2, Hugo. Let's just see how this one goes.
Yeah, straight into the pistol and Astralis. They're going fast up towards this B bomb site. We got Smith close. No, we don't. Device is already taking his head off. Astralis, they are not slowing down this pace all over B. Shox is still sitting as he hid in the barrels for a few good seconds, and he finds a couple of kills from it, but not going to be enough to withdraw G2, or sorry, draw G2 back into this round. Astralis getting that bomb plant in, and I don't think there's any way KDS can stop that. Might be able to get a post-plant kill, but Astralis know where he is. They throw the smoke, they cover the position. And KDS does get one kill, but he's still pretty screwed.
Yeah, he's 1v2. Certainly not impossible. Certainly not impossible for a man like Kenny. But he's got a lot to do here. Pushing on in. Glaive and Zipnik's just toying with him. Kenny does manage that kill. Time's ticked down very, very low, and finally Glaive does manage to finish him off. So Astralis can be finding themselves the pistol round here versus G2. I think the biggest issue, if you're the G2 boys heading into this one, you just watch Navi. You know, I'm going to say second best team in the world. Get picked apart by Astralis on this very map. Especially when you then consider this is one of the best maps for Navi, I would argue. You know, like a pretty decent map for them. It doesn't bode well for you.
No.
If you're French or Belgian or just a G2 fan of another nationality. Hugo, you a G2 fan?
I like all teams that are in the Pro League. Any team that has made their way up to the Pro League is a good team.
You know what teams I like even more than teams in the Pro League?
What do you like?
Teams in the Mountain Dew League. They're the guys up and coming, the ones trying to build up into the Pro League.
Yeah, like VP, Gambit, some real up and comers.
Yes, some real up and comers indeed. Or if you wanted to talk about teams in the Pro League, that were in the Mountain Dew League that are doing well here, you could talk about Big, for example.
Yeah.
Currently placing in the top 3 in Pro League this season.
Yeah, and they won their games earlier on as well, up against Wendigo, taking both maps there. So
Look at how well we've segued this point in.
Yeah, this has gone really well for us. North and FaZe is still going on the B stream if you are interested as well. That's almost done. 14-10 to North. I think that's the first map as well, which is pretty crazy, although I'm going to double check that one because I think I'm lying. FaZe actually won that first map, 16-10 on the overpass, and so yeah, that's the second map of that series, still ongoing. After that, we have Big Heroic on the B stream as well. But Harry, this is where the real meat and potatoes lies. And I'm not just talking about our catering, I'm talking about this game. 2-0 to Astralis. Let's just hope G2 can bounce back, because as you said, it definitely is a worrying thing to remember, the map that we saw just a couple of hours ago against Navi, between these two teams, between Astralis and Navi. And G2 jumping into this one. They've got the buy in the third round. It's not going to be the best. They've got a couple of M4s, but utility will be a miss. And look at the pace of Astralis that they're setting in this round. We've got one man just pressuring A. Existence getting tagged down, and Dupree going to finish him off as well. He's so low, but that's a big kill considering it's going to force rotations from G2. And Shox moves down short while Astralis creep into Monster. But Shadow gives Body a bit of an angle. He's not going to be able to find the kill. Now, do Astralis expect Shox to be on this long flank? Surely with 4 players here, someone's watching that back.
Yeah, Shox going to be chiming in with that kill. Kenny now on this wrap round. And uh-oh, he's going to pet Dupree. He gave him a little bit of attention with the knife there. And then that's going to be Astralis still picking up a third round, but a knife for Kenny. That's good. That's some money in the bank account of G2 at the very least.
And for an AWP as well, it's pretty important to run away with that extra $1,500.
Hugo, exactly. You know, knives worth their weight in gold. They don't weigh that much, but it would be a lot if you had it in gold, I bet. I don't know the value of gold, Hugo.
Gold's pretty valuable.
You seem like the kind of guy who would own some gold. Like a gold chain or like a gold bracelet, maybe not a chain.
Like a gold chain kind of guy, I don't think so. Not really what I'm looking for.
Do you own any gold?
No.
Any diamonds?
Harry, you're the only diamond in my life.
That's nice. That's lovely. Well, thank you very much, Hugo. I appreciate it. You know what I appreciate even more?
What?
Astralis getting off to a 3-0 start.
G2. But
pardon?
It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. 3-0 for Astralis here. We've got pistols from G2, Harry. They give away the first buy round, which is to be expected again. Pretty low weaponry and utility, all things considered, and a nice burst play for Astralis on that B bomb site. We now have the same pace set by Astralis, but Shox trying to shut it down with that 1CZ. One of the 2 armored players here needs to make a name for himself, but only a kill and a half to Magisk. Nice, going to try and creep into the B bomb site, doing no damage, with a lot of at least warning shots. Finally taking the kill to Body, and that Molotov going to make sure he does not get out of there. Cooked alive. Device is not done with one either. He's found himself 2 kills on this bomb site. Zipnik's able to get another before the plant comes in. And just like that, Existence is too far away to stop this.
Yeah, Existence is far too far removed. Astralis going to be going 4-0 up early on. So, going to be the buy coming on in for G2, the AWP. Out for Kenny S early on. Double AWP setup being moved into, and that's between Shox and Kenny. We've seen this more and more. Smith's no longer really being the man to AWP alongside Kenny. And well, Kenny, that flash scores right by him. He's given a chance there to find an opener, but instead all he does is catch a nade. He's tagged out of 49 HP, so that already is a great bit of damage coming out early on from Device. Things continuing to heat up for Kenny, and Device through the smoke picks off the AWP for G2, and now that's an AWP in the hands of Device entirely for free. He's going to take that all day long. Suddenly, Smith and Body looking like they might get tested down here in this B-bomb site.
Yeah, waiting for no one here. That Molotov will hold Astralis back for a few more seconds. But in the meantime, with Device still putting this pressure on A, it forces G2 to only run 2 players down on this lower B bomb site because Device is still alive. Shox does get rid of him through the flower bed, but Astralis still going to commit towards this B site, it seems. And unless we have these early rotates from G2, they are going to be in a world of hurt. Smith's close up on the corner, Magisk boosting up Dupree. Yeah, G2 have this long flank round from Existence, but yet to rotate Shox here. I think that needs to change right now because Existence has pushed all the way in from the toilets. He's got himself a lot of information. Dupree waiting for this repeat, and it may come through as well. Body about to climb up. He's got an off angle, flashes through. Now the push from Monster and Smith. He's not going to be able to get anything done. Body's the only man committed within this site right now for G2, and Astralis are about to molly him out of position. He's forced back. Nice utility uses from Astralis, and they even get rid of him as well in the site. Magic's dropping Existence on the flank, and just like that, Harry, it's a 5-0. That bomb plant's down. Shox is going to have to run for the hills if he wants this AWP.
shot. Now they're right on the heels of Shox, trying to stay alive, but instead he'll perish. An interesting one for you, Hugo.
Yeah.
Giraffe tongues can be 20 inches long.
Are we still on the fun fact?
We
Is
are.
that what's happening?
Well, yeah, it's been a bit of a just demolition of G2 thus far.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, you know, why not look up giraffe tongues? And that's exactly what I did, and now I'm here. But, you know, you think about it, right? Giraffes have pretty long necks, so it kind of makes sense that their tongues are so long. Why are you shrugging? Like you didn't know giraffes?
I know. I don't think they go. I think it's more the length of their heads, right? Surely that's what just justifies the length of their tongues. Because if you have a really long neck but a really short head, your tongue would always be fitting outside your mouth. You need a big mouth and a big head to have a big tongue. And Astralis, they have some huge tongues. They are licking up this B-bomb site, picking up every kill. Existence is the only man left up, and Harry, he's about 6 giraffe tongues away from the rest of the enemies.
Yes, indeed. A 1v4, and this man, he wished he had the stature of a giraffe right now. He could just peek over the top of all these angles and rain down death from above, but sadly...
Probably get his head hit off by the train.
Sadly, Existence, 1v4, it's not happening. Astralis can be finding themselves a 6th round here. And continuing their fantastic form on Overpass.
Yeah, no exits for him as well. Astralis go for that safe save. More common to exit through towards the T-spawn, so Astralis just throwing a spanner in the works, not letting Existence find any damage. 6-0 here, and we may be seeing this tactical pause from G2 before they go into their buy round. They've got everything here, Harry. They've got the AWP on Kenny, the option for 2 if they want it. Everything but a round. And so that's why we have a short pause. See if they can work out how they want to approach this one. And in fact, Shox is going to buy up that secondary AWP.
Well, you know, we have a French team. We can go to throw in a French fact, I guess. The Eiffel Tower can grow more than 6 inches during the summer.
Do you have to water it?
That's wild. I don't know. But speaking of something that's probably grown 6 inches, Astralis fans sitting at home watching this are probably in that same camp as well. They're probably feeling good. A 6-0 lead here for the Danes. And double AWP board out for Kenny S and Shox. Now, is this going to have the results? G2 1. Only time will tell. Magic's going to be aggressing over here in towards middle. Smith's down at long. Does have some support from Shox on that secondary AWP, and already they've opened up. They've cracked down onto device. Getting the early man advantage, but you can see the reply, you can see the response, and it's dupreeh barreling in towards this A bomb site. He's going to get there. No one from G2 knows what's going on. And now getting a bit overzealous, perhaps. They lose Existence, pushing in towards T-ramp. And dupreeh's position now is so valuable. You can see that they're aware that players could be pushed up. Shox is ever so careful, and the timing going to be everything here. dupreeh does just miss it. Shox continues to put up numbers. The AWPs, the only things to find kills right now for G2 and Astralis. They will be allowed to get this bomb down. It's Glaive and Xyp9x, 2 of the best clutches on this team, left to try and keep them up in this round.
Oh, G2 giving Astralis a lot of room here, and that bomb's going to go down as a result. Xyp9x takes down Kenny S on the flank, and Glaive catches Shox before he gets his shot off with the AWP. Smith can stop this whole push back through the tunnels, but he's going to get spotted. I think his legs must have been seen, and he's setting up for something here. Does get 1 kill, but he's going to run right back into Glaive, and that's where the trade is. He's even got a Molotov and a flashbang for this bomb. That Molly can go right over, but he's being chased by Body. Better run back. Better pull out your gun, Glaive, because Body's hot on your heels, and Glaive gets around the corner just in time. But this bomb is already ticked, and Body has no kit for it. So fall back, give Astralis a 7th round. That AWP is even saved by Glaive. And he might even be able to take out Body at the end of the round as well, or quite the opposite. Oh, he's just too late, but 7-0, I don't think Glaive is too worried about that one. What a nice round from Astralis. I mean, 4-on-2, able to pull it back on that B bomb site. And while G2, they played past him, they gave away the bomb plant, which is fine. You have a 2-man advantage. You don't need to stop every bomb plant. But yeah, you've got to retake together, and that was one of the mistakes. Instantly allowing Astralis to get 2 picks, peeking out and taking the fight from heaven as well from Shox didn't help. And obviously didn't even get a shot off, accidentally quick switched. So another timeout here. G2 calling out their second.
Still a very commanding lead here for the Danes. After all, they did just best Navi on this map as well. If you cast your mind back to the games that we just saw, Hugo, they certainly looked dominant here. They picked up a 16-9 win over Navi. Well, 16-4. What about? But then, what I meant to say was G2. We saw them play versus Navi on this map recently as well. They only managed 9 rounds, so you know, if you want to go just by the, you know, looking to try and draw some parallels, try and extrapolate some data, it would be that G2 aren't feeling too confident heading into this one. We're going to continue this good form over here towards long. That's the A bomb site primed, ready, open for business. The one hope in this round, maybe if you're G2, is Shox. If he can find something on this flank, if he can somehow dig deep and create some space for them to get back into this round, then maybe there's still a chance. But now that we've lost body down here on short, this flank from Shox, while it nets them 1 kill, they know that he's here. The jig is up. Him and Kenny, 2v4. Astralis, they have the A bomb site. They know where both these players are. They're not even planting. They're just taking these fights.
Yeah. What a flashbang from Device, I think it was. He threw it from A short over the top and flashed someone down in B water to allow Magist to peek from connector. Like that is a god tier flashbang. Obviously, you know, you can flash through the connector, but a T will see that coming, or a CT will see that coming. So Device flashes over the top. That's ridiculous. Nice teamwork from Astralis, as we know. 8-0, Harry. We wondered if there would be a beating here, and, well, we're certainly getting given exactly that. G2 yet to get around on the CT side. Body with a shotgun, pistols on the gang. And a P90 on Device. He's really feeling it today. Looking to make a mockery of G2. Shock support on the corner. Magiska's taking him down. Device is going fast, but Existence is close. He lets him pass. Spam with a deagle. Gets himself 2. We've seen Existence do this before with a deagle just on this position earlier on. Problem is, it's still not a guaranteed round for G2 despite the man advantage, and that's shown by Glaive getting an entry down on B.
They're doing what they can. Kenny on a P90. Never thought I would see the day. He's up in the heavens, barreling in, and don't get to see the P90 do anything. And it's just Existence left alive. Once again, another save coming in for G2. Hugo. Astralis looking good. Currently, yet to even see G2 really get too close in any one of these rounds. If you were to describe Astralis as an animal, what would it be, Hugo?
An armadillo.
An armadillo.
Because if you shoot it, you're going to get your jaw blown off.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. How about G2?
A dodo.
A dodo?
Because they're extinct.
Because they're extinct.
I don't know. Not an alive animal right now, Harry. That's for sure. Yet to get around in this map. What animal would you use to describe G2?
Like anyone that's like, I don't know, maybe what's like an animal that plays dead?
I actually don't know.
Because there are
humans if they're trying to get out of their tax audit. That's what
Is that a technique that you've been doing right now? Is this why?
Comment.
Is this why you've been living out here in Denmark? And why, you know, you've yeah, we're having the funeral on Saturday. But here's Kenny looking down through long. He's got the AWP in hand, and I tell you what, he's looking to try and throw a bit of a funeral of his own for some of these Astralis guys. Instead, he's going to miss that shot. Players now closing on either side, but Shox has bested Dupree. For the first time in a long time, G2 poised nicely to potentially find a round here. Glaive has dispatched of Kenny. He gets himself trapped up in the toilets there. And now Shock's going to answer back with some aggression of his own. Astralis do not see this coming, and he's going to get a lot of information, potentially even the pick onto Device as a result of this.
Where is that smoke for Device? I'd love to see where he threw that, because that went nowhere on long. Body either way going to kill Glaive. And Body's actually taking the secondary AWP for this round over Shocks and Smiths. He did that at the start of the round, so I'm not too sure what's going on here for G2. Nothing normal, that's for sure. They might be able to pick up their first round, though, if Device gets caught. That bomb coming back from Connector. Existence, no one knows he's here, and he's going to strike from the back line. Magisk is now the last man standing and stuck in a 1v3 with 20 seconds left. He's got to go fast. They don't know where he is, but he's making a lot of noise. Not exactly being too careful about hiding his position. Molotov in the bank and forces Existence to take this fight, and he's going to win it. Magisk can now get the plant in. There's no one here to stop it.
Oh, barreling in. They try and deny it. Smiths is here. He's going to take the fight, wins it versus Magis. Defuse going to come through for G2, so it takes them 10 rounds, but they finally managed to find their first here. And a reasonably convincing one at that. Both the AWPs carried forward here for the Frenchman. Still 9-1, massively in favor of Astralis. It feels almost needless to say. And yeah, that smoke missed horribly. It actually really weirdly seems to defy gravity and like... I don't know, you ever played Mass Effect, Hugo?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's surprising. You know,
I don't play many single players.
Yeah, it like got like launched around the same way that Normandy did around the Mass Effect relays. There you go, mate. That's the worst sentence I've ever said. Here's Shocks over in mid. He's backing away. He's been flashed off, and he's not fancying his chances of taking the fights onto the Dades down in mid. He's given it up already, and Astralis. They've flashed over into middle. Now they turn their attention into Connector, and they're going to get this portion of the map for free. Oh, 3 players inside of this B-bomb site for G2. So if Astralis continue here, they will be walking into the more stacked of the 2 sites, and already Body finding one. Now the push comes in. Smiths chiming in with another. The nade going to do great damage onto Dupree. Astralis doing what they can, pulling their way back into this round, and now a 3-on-3 ensues. The bomb still yet to go down, and somehow, in spite of walking in to almost the entirety of this G2 roster and being 2 men down, they've been able to get the bomb planted. And now we see them in a favorable scenario here. Time ticking down against the Frenchman. It's Kenny and Shocks left up. They've got it all to do and very little time to do it in.
And 2 AWPs as well makes things even more difficult. Look at this crossfire from Astralis. They're just not budging. They're waiting for Device to make contact, and then upon that, Zipnix will peek. He actually goes for an information play prior, and Astralis realise it. G2 are saving. That's them getting hard reset back down to nothing. They do have a bit of spare cash, so damn well right that G2 will be buying, but, I mean, they might have to rebuy this AWP if Kenny doesn't get the hell out of here pronto. He's going to run. Should be fine. But, yeah, probably would have died there if he stayed in that position, so very, very close. Either way, look at Zipnix here. He's gaming. 1 and... Oh, there we go. There's the second. Zipnix having a fantastic round for Astralis, and, yeah, I mean, everyone is on form right now, Harry. 10-1. The buy's back out for G2. It's their last one for the next couple if they don't win it, because Astralis, as we said, economical reset in the previous round, about to break this cash. Shocks going in with the AWP, though. He's checking that right side. Doesn't... Oh, he does see the arm. Goes back in. How the hell does that miss? It must have just gone in between Glaive and the next player to his right. This trade from Kenny S, though, at least keeps things in check. But A right now is looking pretty lackluster, and Astralis are about to figure that out.
Oh, Glaive even kind of go ahead and spot Existence. And now, the remaining players for Astralis barreling in. They forced off Kenny from the truck with that incendiary, and that's going to be enough to go ahead and lock G2 out of this round. And then things go from bad to worse, because there's Zipnix in the backline. Now, actually, he is going to get dealt with very, very quickly. He doesn't get to hunt these players down, but the rest of Astralis certainly will. And they've got money over on this T side, and they know that G2 have absolutely nothing. So anything they can take out of the hands of G2 is a real hit to the old economy. What is the worst weather condition for a bakery? Or the best weather condition, maybe.
Okay, what's the worst, Harry? No, what's the best? Weather condition for a bakery.
A tornado. Because it's got the word dough in it.
Oh. That's probably better when you read it rather than you say it.
I didn't read that from anywhere. I just thought of that now. That's probably why it was such a train wreck.
You should have tweeted that rather than said it on broadcast.
Yeah, definitely. Right, I'll save the gold. That's one for Twitter, I think. Now, Hugo, reason I asked you about the bakery is because this Danish bakery is well and truly open. And they're looking good right now. They're boosting up Dupree in towards mid. I'm trying to think of my pastry types, and I just can't.
Yeah.
Phyllo pastry? What's that for?
I don't know, I've never heard that
Even
word.
then, Danish pastry's like its own niche. I don't even know what the Danish pastries are. I just know I like them.
You really like Danish pastries? Name 3 of their songs, Harry. 11-1 to Astralis here, G2. You okay there? Having a moment. Kenny S on that AWP. We got the bait set up on long. This is as old as time itself. Some say the dinosaurs use this bait set up on long. Existence hiding on the corner and Kenny supporting with the AWP, but Astralis shouldn't be falling for that one. However, there are 4 players here. That is a bloody commitment from G2. But it might just be the right call to make. Shox is fully flanking Astralis right now, and Smith is drawing their attention in. They line up. He's done so much damage. Shox should be able to capitalize on this, especially when he hears these nades go over. Existence does get that kill on long, but Astralis are faking it. They're running down B, and Shox fully knows he's right behind them. 20 seconds left, and all of G2 are going to be in position in time.
Yeah, Shox is here already in the back. He's going to go to pick up Dupree. Now it is just Glaive and Zipnix as per usual. We saw them with a 2v4 in rounds prior. This time, though, G2 look to get the job done right. Zipnix doing what he can, and surely there's no way back into this. Indeed, there is not. He chases down the kills and does manage to hold on to the AWP. Peeks out and dies after the time. Didn't really need to do that, but
didn't make a difference.
Yeah, there's so much money here for Astralis. It is going to be negligible. Only one man surviving for G2. While that's great that they finally get around, it does mean that reset is now looming.
Yeah, I think reset regardless, Harry. 11-4 max half for G2 here. And even then you're asking for a lot because Astralis have still got a full buy. No AWP, full rifles in fact, and Dupree, he's opened up on long. That's the glass cannon AWP going straight out of the hands of Kenny. Straight into the dirt. Astralis already have long control and they're just going to power onto this A bomb site. Shox is the only man who can even consider stopping this device. Picking up the AWP. Zipnix smoking off B to stop Astralis, oh sorry, G2 from getting aggressive, and Shox turns around just to jump on the dumpster, and instead he's going to dumpster them. 2 kills. Dupree there with a trade, but only one man standing up now for G2. It looked good thanks to Shox, but it might not be enough. Magiscas flicked back and killed Existence. That's like a 180 no scope. Not quite as, you know, maybe half as good as the 360 no scope.
Yeah, maybe not quite as good as an AK.
Yeah.
But still a nice 180 nonetheless. And yeah, good job from Dupree as well to not allow Shox to just spray down everyone over at long. 12-2, and now there is no money for G2 into the last of the first half here. And Astralis look to continue their utter domination here on overpass. Smith's even going to try and jump on over, but he's greeted by a grenade to the chin. And Zipnix pushing on in. Looks now to try and shut this all down. Astralis have the B bomb site. It's Kenny in Existence getting executed at the very end. 13-2. This is one of the most dominant games of CS we've seen thus far on the Pro League.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those today, and today we looked at the games, Harry, we were like, wow, we got some of those competitive games of Pro League, and then we realized, oh wait, no, sorry, we have some Astralis matches, which means no, we don't have any competitive
for G2,
games.
It's like a proper out of the frying pan into the fire. But it's even worse than that, because it's like they played versus Navi, they split the series, that's great. And then, you know, they're probably looking at Navi like, wow, that was a tough opponent, we did well to take a map off of them. Then, Astralis Navi, you just see Astralis body Navi on one of the maps, and then admittedly, Navi take Dust 2. G2 now, now in a face-off against basically like Navi version 2 here on Overpass. And it's just as brutal. it's just as bad. G2 not really on the board.
Shox has been holding his own, though, every game he's played today, and that's been one surprising factor, because he's been a player that, again, we've talked about in the last few days, he's not been playing great so far in Pro League, but today, every game, he's been doing his work, so...
Well, the one thing that I'm hoping bodes well for G2 is the next map, Dust 2, because Astralis didn't look... Inferno, never mind. Forget what yes, of course, you're bang on.
But that is good still for G2. That's a map they already took off of Navi earlier, and definitely not a done deal. Dust 2, I think, would even be harder for G2, but we'll get to that later, Harry. We still got a few more rounds left of this, at least, unless G2 can claw their way back into this game and make it a reality. They have at least taken the B bomb site, but no kills with it just yet. Zipnik's going to find first blood, and that's a bomb dropped, of course. Astralis with the man advantage, and they are not rushing the gun, not jumping the gun, rather, into this B bomb site. Still holding on to connector, because G2 could certainly back out, and Body's made a lot of noise as well. Kenny S does get a kill, and we have the boost up in the connector, but fine. And I think Dupree looked so ready for that, because he was hearing this jumping. Now Kenny's actually taking the advantage back, and G2, the reason they're doubling back is that bomb's gone in the pit, and Device is sitting on it as well, just to make it even more difficult. Magisk finding a frag, he gets overwhelmed, Device tapping away, and he's the last man in the pit, but he's doing it all alone! Device! What a ridiculous pistol round from him. Astralis takes 14.
That is one of the best pistol round clips I think I've ever seen. Look at this.
Dinked, and then
Look at that. What even is
last
that one?
bullet.
Even Device is overwhelmed, and this man is like one of the calmest dudes you ever see.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, pack it in. I think we can just call this one
done.
now. Yeah, it's G2. You know, it's fine. You know, they tried. How on earth has Device managed that? My goodness, that's not even human. Device is going to be like 50% like Badger or something.
The first Badger I don't want to cull.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, you said that they're pretty ferocious.
No, I am
creatures.
joking. I'm not in favour of Badger culling. Only when they pull off those like 3K Badger side. That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, well,
oh my god.
This is a pretty brutal round for G2 once again. This is just one they have to hand over to Astralis, sadly. You really just have to let them reach match point. And it's not the good thing. It's not the noble thing. But it's the only thing that G2 can do. As they take the eco, they've done a bit of damage. Kenny going to manage one more, perhaps onto the overly aggressive Magisk. And now just Existence left up. Does a bit of damage. That's about it. 15-2, Hugo.
Yeah. Well, G2 do get a buy at least. That's one positive. They ecoed for this, Harry. They wanted a buy, but a buy at 15-2 means G2 now need 13 rounds for overtime. And even then, that's overtime. That's not even a win. So a long road back to success here for G2. Astralis continuing their dominant fashion tonight. They have just been out of this world, winning every game, but that Dust 2-1 against Navi, of course. That was a little bit too much to handle. Looking to go near flawless tonight, although G2 want to extend this game by a little bit. They've already found a couple of kills. Shox getting a double. Magisk will drop one down towards B, and oh, don't tell me that Astralis is going to win this round.
Yeah, here's the thing. They are getting a bit overzealous. You know, they went a bit too aggressive. They're maybe getting, you know, a bit, you know, this game's done, guys. Let's just end it. And, you know, then they go and get a bit aggressive as a result. You know, maybe just try to finish things off, try and test the waters, see how far they can push G2. The answer is, you know, not too far. You still have to respect this team a little bit. And Magisk Device left up, 2v4. G2 still yet to even discover that this A bomb site lies barren and empty, and that's given Magisk a little bit of a timing here to get into the backline. That's made worse by Body's position down on short. They believe that this avenue of the map is clear, so Kenny, he's been spotted.
Oh, this is so clever. This is so clever from Magisk. He's just not going for this kill. He's letting his teammate rotate. They know it's going to be an A play. He's not going to lose this fight to Kenny, which Kenny has no idea unless he backs up into Magisk. And there we go. Walks back. Magisk takes a kill, but they've already started to rotate down towards B. He does catch that information. The Device will be there as well, but the problem is there's already a man on the site. That's Body.
Through the smoke, lands a bit of chip damage, that'll be it. Astralis back away, and G2 going to be picking up a third round here. As Device now looks to try and save. It is still a long road to the comeback for the Frenchmen. They're going to need, after this one, 12 more in a row. Not the easiest of feats. Yeah, this doesn't quite feel like a David versus Goliath. This is more like the one they don't tell you about. It's like, I don't know, like Small Pete versus Goliath, the one that happened before. Goliath just wrecked him. So obviously I don't tell you about that one. But Device, yeah, he's going to go ahead and stay alive. He carries the AWP out of this round. G2 finding a third round. And, you know, it's been a good performance from Kenny and Shox. This leaderboard almost kind of shaping up exactly how you want it to look in terms of placings. But Astralis have so much room. They've got 12 rounds, Hugo. I'm not going to start to believe in this comeback till we see a bit more from G2. That'd be misguided, I believe. Device with this AWP carried it forward from the previous round. He's going to try and make a big play here in the start of round 19.
Already forced off. Nice utility from G2. They're aware of that AWP, so they molly it out. The problem is he's still a threat no matter where he sits, and Device has found the kill. Resistance dead, Blade pushing up, and he finds two. This is falling apart for G2 now. I was about to say Gamers 2, but not anymore. Kenny, S, and Shox, all that remained for G2, and Astralis only a couple of kills away from success. That's a missed timing on Xyp9x. He looks away, and he only has a scout, but they're both low, so this could be easy. One shot for Xyp9x is all he needs, and that's it. Bomb drop, last man alive, and Xyp9x gets rid of him nice and quickly. That's Astralis taking the victory here up against G2.
Yeah, the Danes are looking good as they weather the storm. G2 struggling to really show us all too much here on Overpass. Astralis continuing to look dominant on this map. They lay waste to the Frenchmen right now. There is still another. The second map, that's going to be Inferno, Hugo. Maybe there's some time for G2 to come back there. But we saw a lot of great highlights, a lot of great moments here from the Astralis boys. The Danes looking fired up. They've got one more map left tonight, and they're looking to try and keep this as much as they can in their favor. Try and maintain that spot at the top of the board. We'll be back with the second map. That's Inferno after the break.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo. Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
that time of year again as the fall season of MDL returns. Watch the best teams from all around the world compete for their chance to make it to the Global Challenge. MDL is returning again to give aspiring esports teams the chance to make it to that upper echelon of play. You can catch all of the action on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, twitch.tv/ESEA.
The Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Wow, a rather lackluster performance there from the likes of G2, or is it just another day in the office for Astralis? That's going to be the real questions we're asking here as we continue to drive down the road to Odense. We're getting ever so close.
What type of car are we in?
I'd say like a 98 Kia Sophia.
Okay, maybe because we're in Denmark, when we do our content and we actually drive to Odense, so we can take a Tesla.
Who said we're doing that?
It seems like a good idea, and then the whole time while we're driving it, we can tweet at Lurpers.
Straight to him, yeah.
This game was a quick one, so we're not going to really talk about it. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Chicago qualifier that went down today. It was the grand final, actually, and we've been following this throughout the week. We've been keeping you all up to date, and what I'm saying isn't going to correlate with the screen, but just listen to the tones of my voice, because you don't really need to see my face. So the whole thing kicked off. We had group stages. We went through to an 8-team bracket. G2 actually lost to LDLC within those quarterfinals. And today was actually Optic Gaming versus LDLC in the grand final. Okay. Who do you think won that one?
LDLC.
They did indeed.
Oh
That's
my
an
God.
upset victory. I don't think anyone would have seen that coming. They were actually in the Pro League last season, unable to get back in here this season, this time round, but they will be at IEM Chicago in only a couple of weeks' time, so this is huge for the French scene.
Huge for the French scene, and we do have some familiar faces over there. We have an Amanek, we have some of the guys that came around from that Misfits lineup with Sean Gares, had their time in North America, and are going to be able to take some of that going forward, obviously, to wherever they play and whatever events. So I think, yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see what these guys can do. Just like Magisk having his way right here. Toying with his food.
This one here, look, the reason we're not talking about the match on the screen, guys, is because it was, you know, when you have a scoreline that is a 16-3 on Overpass with the guys from Astralis sitting on the T side, what can you really say? We know these guys have been putting on a clinic. They did the same thing to Navi earlier in the night. Thing is, if we're looking at the next map, which is that of Inferno, we cannot forget that we do have one more. It is 2 best of 1s, but you play the same opponent twice. Funny that. They actually have played recently on this map, and we highlighted that to kick off the show. That was actually how we started this whole thing, and that was with the banana control, Trace. Do you remember that? Remember the banana control we're looking at with the usage of utility and how pivotal that can be? So let's see if the team from Astralis have made any adjustments to how they want to tackle that defense, because we do know that Device and Magic Spray play a spawn-based attack, and they really want to put out those Molotovs, get in their face, see if they can shut down this G2 roster nice and quickly.
I feel like they're going to find a lot more comfort coming on this map, too, because honestly, this is a map where, you know, the French scene and maybe even the Belgian player within the French scene do have something to show for themselves here.
Something about the French stars? AZK is the
French stars, but in North America, he is, I don't know.
I don't know how the meme goes.
Dead memes are dead memes. Let's actually do what we can here. I think we have a visual on what's going on in the other side of the planet. Maybe even in the side of Malta, Chad.
Hey!
So if we could just pull up this little handy-dandy piece right here. We asked you before we went to a break. What?
You might need to press a couple buttons.
I did press a button, Chad. I'm talking about how we asked the people.
Oh, yeah, they got engaged.
To get activated. To get engaged.
Yeah.
And Chad, did we get any responses on that?
ESL Pro League. Yeah, we did. We might make this a regular feature of the show. We just got to get it up and going because we did have a couple of people tweet at us from all over the globe. Yeah, it wasn't just people within Europe. We had someone from Odense watching with their mum on TV. We're having people from all over the place getting involved.
In fact, I said Malta, and I guarantee you that's what we're going to show you. Check out this lovely little family watching the ESL Pro League right there.
Oh, there's a pooch and everything.
There's a pup. Look at the pup.
Aww.
He can't even stand us, Chad.
I wonder if he was impressed with Astralis' performance.
I'd say that there's a chance. It's kind of hard to be super impressed at that point because, you know, they've really got all the tricks in one bag.
I can't tell if it's a good or a bad thing that they're sitting at home watching us on a Saturday night. Is it a good thing?
I mean, it sounds kind of romantic. I imagine it's something to do with the, you know, the synthesizers that run our voices through, and then it's kind of like,
it's like auto-tune.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Intel Esports Arena. Of course, you can game, record, and stream without compromise if you have an Intel processor. Chad, hit it.
I actually have one in my computer at home.
Cool. So do I.
Yeah.
That's the way that's
So this game should be starting very soon, and I think, you know, the reason that we're kind of fizzling out here is because of what Astralis have been able to do to their opponents this evening, and I think Inferno is going to be much of a muchness. We're going to see it happen one more time, but it would be nice to see a bit of a French resistance. It doesn't happen often.
It has happened when it matters, Chad. And in fact, more than that, we are giving Astralis just a few extra seconds to cool down their mice and mouse pads and all the other things in which friction is involved, because these guys, when they get to go swiping, and things really do get out of control here. Hot fire, Chad.
So I made a tweet about Zipnix throwing that sandbag Molotov time and time again, and so that sandbag, the stat from 16-0, they tweeted at me, said that he has thrown the Molotov 185 times in the last 27 times this current Astralis roster has played Overpass. So in the last 27 maps of Overpass, Zipnix has thrown that same Molotov 185 times.
That's pretty good.
That's insane.
It's almost like he's got it figured out.
Yeah.
It's almost like you never have to count on that not hitting.
I've never seen him miss it.
Which is a nice touch,
Yeah.
I believe. In this day and age, anything can happen when it comes to throwing grenades. And this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to begin to throw the grenade in the general direction.
Who's going to catch it?
Of these guys, which are the commentary duo known as Hugo and Harriet. Now, guys, I need to ask you how you're feeling about this one.
Mainly Harry.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Shut it down. That's enough. I've heard it enough.
It could be.
Shut it. No, seriously. Trace, I've had enough. How many times have we asked him? Shut it down. Get him out of here.
You know what? Just sit tight. We're going to get you guys strapped in. But ultimately,
we're casting this one.
It's time to go.
No, we are actually casting this.
Casting indeed. Astralis versus G2 on Inferno. And we're going to be giving the Goonies a little bit of needed rest time after last night's performances. And that, Chad, is how we do things around here.
Yeah, Harry did the double shift. So I think we're going to be getting rid of him.
Well, let's do it then, Chad. Here we go on Inferno. We do have the likes of Astralis taking on G2 in a head-to-head 5 versus 5 competitive bout. You would love to see it, Chad. Inferno going here in what could be a pretty big smash-up. What do you got, Chad?
Look, Astralis starting on the CT side here. 2 flashbangs in the hand of Glaive with a defused kit in tow. There's going to be a quick banana play coming out from G2 when they're in the action straight away, and so are we as Body opens the account. Takes down Magic's boy towards the top of Banana, and they won't stop this train. Barreling forward, they continue to put pressure on this B bomb site.
Yeah, the aggression's there, the pressure's there. Kenny S is going to get that frag that's going to be sealing the deal. Existence coming into the action too, Chad. My goodness. And like that, the defense has fallen. The retake is now on Dupree, and Zipnix not even going to get started there on the Dupree side. Zipnix knows that he does have that little bit of armor. He has taken enough damage, so any kills he does find is going to be crucial here going forward. However, it's all but over when it comes to this round.
Yeah, just holding on to that armor would be a good decision, because it's more likely they will go for a force buy in the following, or even just a light pistol upgrade appears to be the status quo for Astralis in recent times. We did actually get rid of Harry and Hugo as this one lulls on out, but that was not because they did anything wrong. Harry last night did the double shift, did 12 maps of Counter-Strike, stayed up all night long doing North America as well. So we thought we'd send them home. We thought we'd give them a break, because we do give them a bit of a hard time here over at Pro League. And it's all good fun.
Also, because Hugo is part of that, he somehow benefits 100%. Either way, that makes the most sense for me. And I guess looking at this first round, G2 picking it up in a convincing fashion, getting the bomb planted, getting it done over on the B side of the map, where in which Astralis will now start on the back foot. But have no fear, this Astralis lineup is one that can start anywhere and still find success.
Look at this choice as well. They've gone for that force by Xyp9x being able to pick up a Famous. Doesn't have head armor, but isn't going to be too much of a worry right there because there are 3 AKs on the board. MP5 and the MP7. It's not an MP7 at all. It's a bloody Mac 10.
Chad, are you making up weapons again?
I think so. Well, the MP7 exists. But anyway, they're going to put pressure on top of Banana again. Do they know this is here? And they don't. Completely blind. Xyp9x is going to grab one. Smoked off now. Jumping up and over. Does a lot more damage with Existence. And eventually finds that trade. And now the CTs are going to cheat Device over towards this B-bomb site after that early contact. And Glaive's getting a little bit curious. A little bit inquisitive. We know Curiosity killed the cat. But this time around, he's going to grab that weapon. He's going to sneak away. Scamper up a little bit like a cat does as Dupree lights up, shocks his head with a Deagle bullet of doom.
A Deagle of doom and one big boom to take him out of the round. It's going to leave now 3 remaining members here for G2 Esports. They didn't necessarily grab all of the control of Banana. They contested it as long as they could, and now they find themselves on the edge of the site, getting picked off one by one as they try to cross over. And Body had absolutely no idea where to look as he was crossing in. There was nothing he could do in that crossfire. It's now up to Existence to get it done, and it doesn't look likely, Chad. He is going to be putting down a little bit of damage on the Device. But with 22 HP, a dream, and maybe a couple of memes in his back pocket, his work's going to be cut out for him.
Yeah, he's going to have a real rough ride here. That low HP, that damage he sustained earlier from Xyp9x with the Famous, the four-spined weapon, is going to see him fall quite quickly. They will get that upgrade. Now we have 3 AKs on the board for Astralis. That Famous has been collected by Glaive, as previously mentioned. And Xyp9x here will probably get thrown over a gun. And that will be an M4 hitting the deck for him to collect. Right now, the decision for G2 with that $1,400 loss bonus is a big one. Do they go for the force bite or do they take the save?
Well, they did take a timeout. So on top of that, I told you, Chad, and I'm not going to tell you again, that Astralis starting on a back foot is not going to be a problem.
Ooh, the problem does appear to be that Magisk is lagging a little bit, just hovering under 100 ping right now. This is the online realms here. You want to be sitting anywhere under 50 would be quite nice. I know certain regions such as the CIS tend to struggle with latency from time to time. These are the things we deal with in the realms of online Counter-Strike.
Tell your family members, tell your girlfriend, tell the dog to get off the internet. Freaking Wi-Fi, man. You're bogging it all down. You're holding up the match. And more importantly, you're making Chad uncomfortable in here.
Yeah, it's just giving me flashbacks, man. When I used to play officials from home, the internet in Australia sucks anyway, but when I was staying at my parents' house, we only had a copper line. We didn't have fiber or anything, you know, those fan-dangled things. So whenever my sister would be on Facebook and decide to like upload a picture or whatever, flush entity packets would be busting on through, and then it got even worse. The line deteriorated over the time that I was staying in Australia, and it got to the point where when the business phone rang for my mum's business, the net would completely disconnect.
I never want to see a net disconnect, Chad. It's a technical pause. It's also something you're terrified to see. This is what happens when we take it away from the goons.
Well, I guess we're the problem.
Yeah. Hashtag Chad is the problem. Hashtag SpongeA is the problem. We're going to see a quick restart here of the internet on the side of Magisk, and then that probably, hopefully, puts us back into a running gun here on Inferno. Already an even score line. G2 picks up the pistol. Astralis responds rather quickly.
What can we talk about right now? We were talking about the Ninja Turtles before. What other shows did you like as a kid? I liked Street Sharks and Samurai Pizza Cats.
I liked World War II in color.
I don't know what that was. Channel. Oh, I didn't see that one.
There's this old show called Combat. I really like that one.
So most of your things are around conflict?
No, but Chad, imagine some of the Disney things that you're watching. Even Ninja Turtles was based on conflict. Because if not, what are you going to do? You're just going to watch these guys, these turtles run around New York and just eat pizza all the time with the big rat?
I really liked it, though, when they got to eat pizza.
Pizza does sound not bad, doesn't it? Either way.
When we go to Chicago, is there like one restaurant that stands out above the rest for the pizza?
There's only one way to find out. All Chicago natives, this is an all call. All call for the pizza goers in Chicago. Let us know where the best pizza is. Hashtag ESL Pro League. Hashtag IEM. Get all the hashtags in there. Maybe even tag us in it.
Tweeted Carmack too. I don't know why, but tweeted him.
Yeah, directly at Carmack. I think it's like, what, MB Carmack?
Yeah, MB Carmack.
No. At MB Carmack. Some things you'd like to see in Chicago. Personally, I'd like to see Kanye West as a musical act. I know if we're going to have one, we might as well have Mr. West.
Well, let's go big. We might be able to bring up some more tweets with this iPad situation. While we get there, what we might talk about is the whole Movember thing we've got going on at the moment. We've kicked off our campaign. This is in Movember in conjunction with them. We've actually filmed a bit of content and all those bits and pieces. But I think, you know, as we do head into that month, I've just put a story up on my Instagram of what I look like with a Mo in 2016. That's pretty beautiful.
Oh, Tyrone_Ator has said 35 seconds ago. This is breaking news, Chad. Breaking news.
Do we have a sound effect?
From Dave. We might. But you better hit us with more of those fun facts at Sponge. Just Harry and Hugo were onto a good thing. Hashtag Sponge is the problem.
Wow. Oh, we've got it on the screen, Trace.
Let's take a look, an even closer look.
Thank you, Dave.
That's in Danish. Don't know what that says. Thank you, Dave, for getting activated and involved.
What else we got, Trace? Anything else on the traps?
You know, I'm kind of scared to back up.
Yeah, I agree with that. We should take it off the screen because people on the internet, they're not the most savory of humans.
It's true.
Yeah, let's stop with whatever we're doing right now. Can we get this off the screen?
We could.
We should get it off the screen until we find what we're looking for.
Chad,
There we go.
I'm in control. I'm in full control.
Taking a deep breath. Oscar got a 3K collateral with the AWP on Inferno against Fnatic. That was pretty cool.
It tends to happen. You know, I got a 3K one time in a D2 matchmake.
Yeah?
All three dudes running out A-long doors.
How to make
I was
you
on
feel?
CT side. I had to clip it. Ultimately, it will go in the montage highlights.
There's a clip of me getting quad-orped in Banana.
That's rough.
Yeah. That wasn't fun. That wasn't fun at all. It's funny how everything was going swimmingly until we took over.
Yeah, this is just...
You know what would be a real shame? If Magus couldn't fix his internet and then Zonic had to step in and then we go overtime.
Sprinkle a little overtime.
Yeah, why not? Let's just go the worst case scenario off the bat. We haven't had him return. He was just restarting his interwebs. Hopefully he'll be with us shortly. As you can see, there haven't been too many kills that have been going down. We'll recap when we get this one back underway. You can see the coaches chilling out, Zonic and Malik, the recent addition. But he will be rejoining any minute. I've just received word from Gabe himself. We do call Valve in times of need, and Gabe normally picks up when I call.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, well, why wouldn't it?
You're right.
I was looking through some old pictures of myself, Trace, and I think I look better without a beard.
I'm not gonna refute that one.
Okay.
In fact, Chad, that's a hashtag on its own. But nonetheless, we are almost back in the game. Beautiful shots here of the lovely city of Inferno.
Can I hype it when we get back into it?
How are you gonna do that, man?
I'll do like my best Henry G impression.
Oh, okay. I suppose you could do something like that.
We get Henry back in next week.
The next week of Pro League.
Yeah, the next week of Pro League, week 3. Henry and Sadicus will be joining us.
Don't give any spoilers, though, Chad.
Well, they were on the talent announcement. People are probably asking when we were going to see him.
Sometimes I can't believe you, man, to be completely honest.
Sorry, man. I don't mean to spoil the surprise run. It's like Christmas.
It's always like Christmas. Either way, we are almost back in the
Here
game.
we go.
You see that? He's back, Chad. We're back.
Can I do it? Can I hype it? When the freeze time starts ticking down?
3,
Wait, hold
2,
on. It's not back yet.
2.5.
His
His
ping's a little bit better.
Well, freeze time.
You're trying to call the traffic lights right now.
I mean, I'm usually pretty good at that, or just cross the street.
No, Zonic and Malik have joined the teams. Now
we have to retype the command in.
Now we're going to have to get a kick back off somehow. Anyway, I'm not going to theorize on what's going down here. That's always a bad habit. I'm not one of the League Ops guys. I'm just the guy who talks about it. All right. I think we're about to get underway.
Chad, don't blow my eardrums out on this one, man.
I'm still waiting for this unpause to come in. Pistol drops are coming across now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Looks like the tech issue has been solved here. The final match of the night, the final match of ESL Pro League Season 8, day number 9 is upon us, and we're about to kick this one off as bouncing back G2 up for the force bite. 5 grenades have been purchased. Often see them plied towards either the top of middle or the top of banana. And let's see what they opt to do, as the completely bored up side of Astralis is sitting pretty. Everyone has a rifle. Everyone has to be happy with their stocks.
Shout out to the Observer team. Looks as though the two didn't go too far, did they?
We tried to send them home so they could have a bit of a rest, but instead the Goonies have decided to do their best observing. So let's see how poorly this turns out. We apologize in advance. Now, those nades I'm talking about, we're going to see where they're going early. Looks like 4 members are making their way swiftly towards the banana choke point, and here the grenades will rain up towards the top. No damage to be landed, but Magic throws one of his own. He's going to slow them down slightly. That Molotov to follow, and the rotation comes in quickly. Looks like the T's have achieved what they wanted, baited out some early utility from the side of Astralis.
And you do kind of have to wonder after that last round where they saw themselves fighting for banana control for the majority of the round, if they say, hey, you know what, let's just go in here and hard charge it and see what we can do. But nonetheless, Zipnix is coming up big already in this round, grabbing 2 kills. He does have 18 HP left to his name. And now just the lowly 3 members of G2 left. A little bit of solace there. Smith is able to make them even strength now, 3 versus 3. But still, the only weapons they have are the ones they picked up off the ground to accompany the pistols. And having 2 smokes to their name give them a little bit of a flexibility, but this net set up by Astralis right now across the map will prove to be a tall order as they edge their way towards the A site.
Now, this round here is going to be observed by Hugo and Byron, so if you are happy with it, give us a score. I'll be giving one of my own ratings after, but this crossfire towards middle here is going to do a lot of damage as one player steps out. Body will fall to that of Dupree, and into the crossfire comes Existence. Wants to make the trade, doesn't expect another in tow, and now Smith's left afterlife will fall to the Famous once more. And round number 2 on the board for Astralis here as they trot forward and force G2 into no other option but to take a save.
Save them, they say. But that leads me to ask, you know, if Hugo's doing that, where's his little friend at?
Harry.
Yeah, what is he doing for the broadcast?
Maybe he's producing.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? There's only one true producer of the run to this show, and that's Rushley.
No, that's the North American broadcast.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We got
Close.
Tom Eric.
We have Tom Eric. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to say. Either way, Astralis is going to hold strong here on banana this time around.
This one's going to be a quick one. Look at the fact that they've only got a couple of upgraded pistols. There's no armor, no utility. They're just hoping to find frags, maybe get Astralis straying away from the plan. But that doesn't normally happen with a roster that's so well drilled as this squadron right here. 4 members have now stacked their way over towards this A bomb site. Rice is going to miss the first shot, but into the blender they fall. Zipnix and Magic from the arch side are going to light the screen up, light the scoreboard up. But Shox has actually slipped out of apps in the meantime. He's going to find one, and Kenny's going to grab a second kill.
You know, Chad, yes, we're down to a Kenny S with 4 HP, and, well, a little less than a dream at this point. Anywhere he goes, he's dead like that. I do kind of have to ask, when you have a team that has a stature such as Astralis, where they have really set a precedent, where they've really set a tone throughout the entire community, so to say, throughout the entire competitive scene.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's always in their pocket no matter who they play or where they play them now? Because they've ultimately put some teams on fear right from the get-go.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anybody who has the solution to the Astralis puzzle, right? In most recent times, Liquid have been one of the only teams to get relatively close or take a map. FaZe right now are in limbo, and MIBR are still in the rebuilding stages since the introduction of Stewie 2K and Tarek. So there could be one of these teams when we see them go toe-to-toe in Chicago, where all the big names will be. But right now, I think Astralis have the mental edge over every other team in the world. No one can even hold a candle to these guys.
Chad, have you ever heard of the band 1023 MB?
No.
They haven't got a gig yet.
Anyway, we got the first real gun round here between Astralis and G2 in the early stages of this first half. Pushing through the middle smoke, they go to pounds and waiting in through. The smoke is Glaive with 3 huge kills. Shox is going to finally return, but he gets traded out, and the rampant CTs are constantly there to trade and make life very difficult for the likes of G2. So the right instant replay right here, grabbing this one while it's hot. You love to see it. And in the meantime, in the interim, it was only a matter of time. You guys didn't miss anything. Smiths will fall. And 4 rounds now notched up on the board for Astralis as they climb ever closer to that secondary map win.
I actually just got word that that was Harry Russell on the controls that really ultimately oofed the entire round for the entire broadcast, and every viewer at home watching it, go ahead and send your
love to
just
Harry.
GG.
There's no way they let Harry touch buttons that actually do things.
Well, they just did. You saw it right then and there, live, uncut, in real time. Either way, Shock's making his way up middle, finding a deagle kill, looking for a second. He almost lands it. Dupree with the M4 is able to put a stop to that. Glaive going to come out as well. Another save round here from the side of G2. And slowly but surely, this first half of play is slipping away.
But hold on, Chase. They have the AWP in the hands of Kenny S. Known to wield the magic stick better than most. We can definitely find some entries into this bomb site. Lots of choke points and crossfire setups are available over towards this A site. But lucky for him, there's no one in the pit.
And if you're Kenny S, you can hit it once. You could maybe even hit it twice. He's got the magic stick, Chad.
He knows how to use it. Unfortunately, falls and Zipnix peeks out like a Formula 1 race car from the arch side, cleaning up the final 3 members. We're going to see that one again. Smoke fading. Spidey senses tingling, and away he goes, unleashing the fury on that mid wall, shutting down any hope that G2 had on that pistol upgrade round. And now back into the guns. Kenny's going to have the big green in his hand. Let's see if he can find any impact with this one. Lots of the games for G2, especially ones where they find themselves able to close in close fashion, tend to come with decent T-sides. They need to get that started right now. Device pushing forward. Nades coming in. They're going to push through. He's not going to get taken down. Glaive's going to be there to guard him, being able to stop Device from falling here in the flurry. And now they're able to reinitiate with the Molotovs coming in. A barrage of grenades landing, and G2 are left stumped here.
They've almost, at this point, corridored themselves off within Banana. Yes, they were able to get up there and contest and put a real fight down on them. But as it stands, they have their backs against the wall. Kenny S stuck at the tree, going to get naded out after being pushed through with a Molotov. Not so much that he can do there. And you don't just learn to make ice cream, Chad. You learn it in Sunday school.
Dude, you got to start with the dad jokes. They're real bad.
Man, come on.
Because you're just forcing him. You can't crowbar in a dad joke every minute.
You can't force a banana control if you're G2, so what's the difference?
Yeah, but they're giving it a better try than you are, these dad jokes. Now Shock's left at 1-on-4. We did see last night Kenny S win a 1-on-4 against North to crush their dreams on Nuke. Let's see if the Frenchman can do it again. Flashes back the AWP play. Now he pushes in swiftly. Takes some banana control. 40 seconds left on the clock. The vice grip is slowly coming in from either side down. Molotov the flushing. Now he is going to hit a lovely shot there onto Glaive, but fall to the AWP bullet of Device. And now 6 rounds on the board. The max loss bonus is now in play for G2 here.
6 rounds on the board for Astralis, but yes, G2 can buy up again. They should have just enough utility and armor and weaponry that they need to perhaps grab this round. So don't count them out. Don't dismiss them just yet. We're going to see the op back in the hands of Device, pre-crossing that top middle area. We're going to see 3 members of Astralis over there towards that A site. Not really being pressured over there just yet. But, you know, Chad, it's going to take a little bit more out of G2 to put some pressure on them, because at this point, it's just mopping them up. Dupree grabbing 2. Zipnik's getting a fillet in there. And now it's up to Kenny S and Existence, because, well, Chad, that is how I like to say his name.
Yeah, even though he's from Belgium. But cool, we can give something like that, as Kenny will find himself a rifle. Does upgrade it from that CZ to the AK, and finds a kill as well. But well, that's all been going down. There have been trades coming in the favor of Astralis, but Existence here able to get 2 big Galil kills, pushing the pressure on Astralis and forcing the rotation over towards the B bomb site from Glaive.
And he does have the bomb, so it's going to be a mad race for B, but they're going to catch him right there. Glaive's going to go ahead and end those dreams, taking him down with the M4, putting the 7th one on the round. 7 big ones for Astralis now. The Skatheory, have you ever heard of it, Chad?
The which?
Skatheory.
No, I haven't. Tell me more.
Skadoodle, former opera of Cloud9. You might know him by that name.
Had time recently, yes.
Yes, he has this theory that when a team goes up 7 rounds to 1 or 8 to 1, maybe even 6 to 1, something like that, the other team will always garner that 2nd round on the board. Now,
well, what about in 16 zeros?
Well, they don't have 1 round.
Oh, yeah.
So, Chad,
So you think with either this round or the next round,
I'm thinking this round,
that G2 are going to be able to put one on the board?
I think so. And if I'm wrong, you can tweet directly at Skadoodle. That's at Sky. You got a new Twitter handle now.
I did see that, yeah. All right, well, let's see how G2 have opted to use this round. They do have that max loss bonus, so they will still continue to get 3,500 in the bank. But it isn't going to be enough to get the AWP and full utility for the boys to actually pull off a set piece. It does look like with those scattered Glocks at spawn that they will go for a pistol upgrade with a little bit of utility in tow. We can see 4 smoke grenades in play, a couple of flashbangs and Molotovs as well. But look at Dupree getting hyper-aggressive. He's putting straight in. He's getting in the action. Flash comes over. Perfect timing. It will actually be Magic's boy from above him in the window with the first frag. But Kenny from the balcony with the CZ will even up the scoreline. Do they even know Dupree is here? Well, they do now, as that nade is going to take away his position. And look at Glaive. His awareness is just phenomenal right now.
And Dupree has all the room to run with. He's pushed up these apps, and he knows now. He hears them. He's right in the back lines. He's behind enemy lines, Chad. Dupree is about to get some unwanted company here. He's going to be joining Kenny S. Didn't want to see him hanging around. He's going to find the frag. Shox is able to take him out before he does any more damage, which brings us now to a 3v3. Not so even strength. The HP well in the favor of Astralis.
Yeah, when we get to these rounds, it feels like Astralis play a little bit looser and give away a couple of kills that they probably shouldn't. But when you have Zipnix alive, Glaive alive, who within the last couple of days have shown some absolutely fantastic clutch prowess, I wouldn't be too worried. I think Glaive is currently leading the stats for most clutches in the Pro League thus far. And considering the amount of games he's had played, that's not too shabby at all.
Not too shabby at all, Chad. It's like a book of the history of glue. You just can't seem to put it down.
You're banned from the dad jokes. Anyway, one of the aforementioned players, Glaive, will find Shox trying to lurk out of apartments there and cause a distraction. Device's Molotov will slow the aggression up Banana now, and there will be 15 seconds remaining on the clock. They either have to get going or hold on to the collected M4. Trying to boost on over. They're just dabbling down the time right now. This one is done and dusted. Don't you even worry about it. 5, 4, 3. Good night, sweet prince. Zipnix says, that's enough from y'all, in his American accent, which we all know he has, and now it's 8 on the board.
Yeah, man, if I could pinpoint one player to sound American.
It'd be Zipnix.
Yeah, man, just like that.
You know what's really good right now, though, Trace?
What's up?
Is we have more time for me to do like musical elements. Like,
no, we don't.
If you could turn back time.
Would take away that technical pause.
Yeah, maybe we could get this one going even quicker, as now the pace continues to drive forward, going very aggressive in middle. His Device finds one. Dupree jumps on out to stop the push, and he'll find a frag of his own.
A very successful round early on here for Astralis. Dupree being the only casualty, but he's able to at least knock off 2 there from the likes of G2, who now have to find their way into some mid-control. Zipnix, though, holding the important angles as he takes down Shox, trying to peek his way out of Boiler and get some headway here for G2 in this round. But as it stands, it's going to be Body in Existence, trying to muster up what they can, and 4 members of Astralis remaining alive. He's not going to check this. He's not going to get into that. Glaive taking down Existence now up to Body. He does have an AK. He does have head armor, 80 HP and a smoke. And probably, I'm just going to speculate here that they're probably already talking about the next round in TeamSpeak.
Yeah, and guess what? Scoreline's going to be 9-1. So the theory of Skadoodle has been disproven right here, right now, live on Pro League.
How are you going to disrespect the man like that?
I'm not going to disrespect. I'm just going to say disproven.
I can't believe you would say that.
Anyway,
9-1 is the score. He didn't stutter. He didn't make it up. 9-1. Astralis in the lead, easily, convincingly, as we could have forecasted.
As we did forecast.
I don't remember forecasting much for this.
Yeah, because we were talking about the Ninja Turtles.
And the pup watching the game from Malta.
That's true. All right, here we go. Underway right now. Body has had to make a couple of compromises with getting the MP5 and the UMP in the hands of Existence, but they do have the AWP in the hands of the master himself. Kenny S opens the account against Device, his counterpart on the other side of Thangs, and now Banana control is being quickly taken. Pushing up, smokes and flashes used, and pushing is Existence. He's going to potentially catch Zipnix on the fringe of that smoke, but no, thought better of it, and has dipped on back to keep that number advantage alive. Glaive has rotated over to help out this B-bomb site. He's using his utility to push out and go for some Banana control. Now Astralis are looking a little bit loose. Now they're looking like a little bit risky. And risky business is not one of my favorite movies. That's B open for business. They might rotate back right now as Smith is going to run on there and find out that it's open. But look at this bit of Magis. He's behind them. He's going to hear all the movement if they decide to run. Could be hugely pivotal. He's actually going to take the shot blindly, and he's really setting himself up for failure there. He didn't know where the rest of the T's were. And this could be the second round on the board for G2.
And it very well might be, Chad. That's 5 members alive for G2. Marginal success if you consider what they've been able to put together in these last couple of rounds. In fact, the last 10 rounds. Because in the 11th round,
hasn't it?
Yeah, in the 11th round, we find ourselves with 1 member left. It's going to be Dupree. He's able to take out Body. A little bit of damage there, but that bomb has been planted on the B side. And I guess at this point, he's just trying to put together some frags.
Yeah, damage is the name of the game right now. They also have a chance to reset G2 this late, right? If they win the next round, G2 will immediately drop on down to that $1,400 loss bonus. Just while we take accounts, we take stock, we are getting to that time of year, we should be looking at Astralis' money. Dupree is sitting on 4,000 before the round ends, still with an M4 in hand, so he's sitting pretty. And then everybody else on the team has above $6,500 dues.
Not to be confused with didgeridoos. Right, Chad?
Yeah, didgeridoos are played by the native Australians.
Can you play one?
No, I'm not very musical at all, so...
Then stop singing Disney for the love of Gaben.
But I enjoy it.
Either way, 9-2. And just when you said Skadoodle was wrong, a round comes soaring in. Making it look easy, at least for 1 round for G2 Esports. The money is not going to be a thing over here on the side of Astralis as they're roving the ranges, some might even say, with this one, Chad.
Yeah, well, if they want to be able to break this economy of Astralis, it is going to be a difficult one. They're going to have to string at least 2 more rounds together. That's not going to be an easy task, as we do see Glaive barreling down Banana. Going to take a grenade there, actually from his teammate.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, but his grenade was going to do an even bigger amount of damage onto Smith's there, and that's going to leave a gap, I think, extinguishing that Molotov. And yes, it will, as he gets cheeky and finds a frag onto Body, not expecting that one to happen. Can Kenny serve up a dish of justice? No, he can't. Tries to run away. Device is going to see this. Doesn't know that his teammate is in Boiler, who could swing on him at any moment. There it is. Shocks comes out. And now the duo for G2 left alive to get this one done. They do have plenty of time on the clock. They are about to get the bomb, which was left in T-spawn. But look at the utility here. This isn't done yet.
Yes, Kenny S and Shock still do have their work cut out for them. Astralis, though, playing very passive, setting themselves up, knowing they don't need to take fights. They don't need to get hyper-aggressive here. There's absolutely no reason to throw this round away. Smoke utilization just on point here. We're going to see that bomb still lurking around there on the T ramp. Zipnik's trying to maybe fake him out with a little bit of reload noise. And the frag comes in over the side of Kenny S. Shox grabs one as well on Dupree. And wow, just like that, we come down to a 2 versus 2. Split CTs, and now G2 with 18 seconds left on the clock have to decide what they want to do, and they're going to barrel out a Magius, though, set up very big. Oof. He's going to find the first frag on the Kenny S. It's going to be Shox and Zipnik's left in a 1 versus 1. The bomb has been planted. G2 trying to gain a 3rd round, and it's not going to happen. The swing is there. Zipnik's will prevail, and he will come out of that round the victor.
Yeah, well, the way that one unfolded, it looked like Zipnik's was there to serve justice. And apparently it's a dish best served cold, Trace, because if it were served warm, it would be just water.
I thought we were done with dad jokes.
Yeah, but that one was pretty good. It made you think, right?
Yeah, man, super sick. Real sick. Kind of like a 10-2 lead here from Astralis, which seems to be all too familiar when we're talking about Astralis.
Yeah, and they keep going aggressive on this CT side early, finding a lot of kills. Let's see if they go for it again. Over towards Banana. We do see the 2 players going aggressive with their nades, and boom, there it is. Dropping the nukes, taking down Existence early, and more damage just being done to G2. Shox is down to 50 HP. Flush comes over. They want to continue to harass. Molotov will be cutting off Glaive from his teammate of Zipnik, but on 17 kills right now. Never in doubt, the man. He's going to take some damage from the boost. Shox will step, left on 6 HP, and now the pressure does fall onto Glaive on the bomb site, but there's plenty of time to make up their mind, or as I say that, look at this flank coming in from old mate Magius Boy. He's already made it down 2nd mid. He's going to go on the long flank, going to come up behind T stairs, and all Device has to do is stay alive here. Buy enough time for his teammate, his comrade, to come on up and get the dirty work done. Because at this point, we know they must be contained to that banana area of the map, and with that, he's going to rotate over towards the B bomb site, join the likes of Dupree and Glaive.
Device finding that kill in middle definitely helped him out there. Just going to make some noise of his own, taking down Kenny and Smiths. And suddenly, it's Body also getting bodied, getting stomped out at the top of Banana. 11th round on the board, making it look easy. The positioning, the map control, sort of the no-respect Counter-Strike that you can expect Astralis to play when they get such a lead here, when there's such a deficit between score. You can give that freedom of movement. You could say, hey, you know what, Magisk, you're feeling yourself. Go push A-Halls.
Yeah, well,
Let's
it
get
feels like
push.
right now that G2 need all 5 members just to take on 2 of that of Astralis. So with that in mind, they are playing a little bit loose, a little bit more aggressive, and once again, Banana seems to be the port of call for G2, going straight into that blender. Magisk and Glaive are going to open the accounts again, and just shutting these guys out, looking like we're going to see the 12th round on the board, as Body only has a Glock, will fall to some warm steel. Would it be steel? What are bullets made of?
Depends.
What would the bullet in the M4 be made of?
Let's just say lead.
Yeah, I guess. Why did I say steel?
I don't know, dude.
I don't really know much about guns. Not really a gun guy.
Guns are cool, Chad, but this is a touchy subject, and we're going to...
Let's stay away from it.
Swiftly move past it into the last round of the half. 12-2, and it's almost like this match never even happened, Chad.
Blink and you miss it, they might say. Flash will push Device back off the line. The second one over the top isn't going to be enough to shy him away, as he will take down Kenny. That duel has been one that's been red hot on this map of Inferno.
Chad, you look like the type of guy
to
close your eyes when you get flashbang in game. Is this true or false?
No, I think I open my eyes wider because I stream. You can actually just go watch one of my streams to see how I react like that. Anyway,
you stream, man?
Yeah, man, sometimes. Anyway, the A-bomb site is actually kind of open. I think Body was expecting the Hall's aggression from Magic's boy there. He's going to pop on out, take him down, and now leave Smiths, who is on 61 points of health, with a lot of work to do. Will grab the bomb in transition and is appearing to creep towards the A-bomb site with that shift key held firmly down. He doesn't have a lot of utility. The flashbangs will just give his position away. Has to isolate a 1v1 duel, and as he comes up middle, he isn't going to look the right way. Device is going to take him down, and that's 13 rounds on the board for the CT side of Astralis here, who have been looking absolutely phenomenal this evening. One little hiccup earlier against Navi on Dust 2. Right, they're back to make a statement right now. 16-3 was the scoreline on Overpass on the first map of this 2 back-to-back best of ones, in case you missed it. And moving forward, they're going to have a commanding lead. They grab that pistol, they convert, and that will be GG all she wrote.
Yes, indeed. We're going to be going to a quick break. When we come back...
No, there's no breaks here, man.
Damn, I was ready for it.
We don't do breaks.
I thought this is the break music.
No, yeah, but they just talk.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I know we normally have them muted, but...
Since we do have this opportunity to talk about Movember, Chad.
Oh, yeah. You do our own ad.
Do you know that... I guess I kind of have to ask it this way.
Yeah.
Why do crabs never give to charity, Chad?
Why?
Because they're shellfish.
Anyway, if you want to head over to the link bit.ly/CS_Mo and donate to the, I guess it's the CSGO Movember page, we're actually raising awareness and funds to fight, for men's mental health.
Yeah.
As well as, there's lots of different health things in there. Prostate cancer is one of them. So anyway, get on board that. But we're going to kick off the second half right here, right now.
Let's do it. This could be the upward swing, given this pistol round and the outcome of it.
The aggression.
Should G2 find something here? Existence is going to go and tear down middle, and now he's been called out. They know that he's pushed all the way down middle, and in fact, he's going to have some teammates there to back him up. They want to punish this right now and try to get right in their face. Device going to find one, Glaive one, and Magisk. But now it's all down to Body and Shocks, who find themselves in a really awkward position. Stretch down Banana. Yes, there's a man in the underpass, and, well, Body's going to put significant damage onto Dupree.
Look where the bomb is.
Shocks is not going to be able to do anything here, and you know what? You can have the bomb all day, baby, because Body is going to fall to the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Should I hit it?
The bodies hit the floor.
I was ready, man, but...
Anyway, 14 rounds now for Astralis. That was the same pistol round we saw G2 run first thing of the night against Navi. Didn't work for them then. Didn't work for them now. And they've opted to go for the Force Buy. Shocks has got the Scout. Kenny's grabbed one as well. 2 CZs in the hands of Existence and Smiths. And opting for that 5-7 is Body once more. Crossing middle. No damage will be done from Shocks. But as I say that, he will take down Dupree. With Kenny S on the assist. Falling to Magic's boy in the meantime. And now it does appear that they're posturing with 3 members over towards Banana. The bomb is still deep over towards T stairs, so decisions can still be made as this round flows forward.
Yes, and they're going to try to hold on to B control as long as possible, but they're taking significant damage and putting some back in return because this device down at 13 HP, Existence sitting on 3. So the battle for Banana and B control is not over yet. We've got 4 members postured there on the side of Astralis, ready to make this hit a reality. And they have all the time in the world to do it. 1 minute remaining on the clock, and it's going to be an all-out B hit. The flat things have come in, and the trades will surely start to happen any second. However, that smoke is going to make this one hellacious. Fight Magist is going to get the only kill on the body, and now it's going to be left up to the likes of Smiths, Kenny as an Existence to thwart the rest of this attack. And boy, did they not want to see that coming. Smiths now scout in hand, sees it. No choice but to go for it. He might even get knifed if he's not careful.
Do it. Knife him.
Any
Do
second.
it.
Yes. Slice them and dice them, baby. Bag them and tag them because you just got served up on a dish. Somebody call Bobby Flay because this one's done.
Is he like American?
He's like a chef. Yeah, whatever, dude.
Anyway, we've seen lots of knife kills this evening. That definitely hasn't been the first, and may even not be the last. We could be heading into the last round right now, though, as G2 have scrapped together yet another buy. MP9, Scout, UMP, CZ, and Deagle. It's definitely a menagerie right here as Grenades are going to chunk down middle. Magic's boy is going to be left on 47 points of health after that. And that Scout only has to tickle the toe, and he will fall. And now the Krieg has come on out for Device. He's going to push one up. We'll see the Shadow gets the kill. Body falls in the back lines. He's going to be a bit frustrated with that one, but continuing to march forward. That of Astralis, smoking off CT spawn now. Existence knows the jig is up. He's going to pop a flash through, but not going to initiate off the back of it. Now he goes. Teammates are here. He's on his way, and, well, Glaive says, sorry, mate. The B bomb site is all ours as aggression continues forward. Device continuing to bring down the Fury with that Krieg, and now it's just left Shocks and Smiths. They are completely isolated. The bomb is yet to be planted, so that's one of their only solaces. But Astralis don't want to plant. They want to fight. They want the knife kills. They want to keep this one going as now I found themselves just against Smiths, who has been able to pick up that Krieg of Devices and staying towards B. This could be huge. He could grab 3 big kills here if the timing is right. Pushing on out. He's step 1. He's not going to get anything done, and Smiths falls. That's the game. 16-2 to Astralis in a clinical affair here in the Intel Esports Arena. Copenhagen, bloody Denmark. They've done it. Astralis are not the champions, but they won the last map of the night in very swift form.
There was so much girth to where you're going with that, but I have to say, yes. Rather an easy affair for Astralis, and probably wouldn't have seen it coming any other way. And in fact, we haven't sat down this entire time. We've been animating, like, moving our hands and stuff.
That's how into it I was.
Yeah.
Didn't realize the mic cable was in front of me.
Yeah, and we're professionals here, Chad, so figure it out. Either way, yes, that does it for the matches here from the EU side of things, but don't go anywhere. Don't move too fast. We're going to start to take a look at how today unfolded. In fact, we could start with today's results because, Chad, we did see quite a bit of Counter-Strike, but I guess if we start to really mop it all up, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the season.
Yeah, look, this is day number 9, completed in the bags, at least for the European side of things. And now as we move forward, we only have a couple more days left, really. 6 more days of this broadcast to go. So I think we're going to see a lot of pieces of the puzzle starting to fall in place, especially with next week concluding.
Well, let's conclude match day number 9 with the numbers. By the numbers, some might even say Astralis really out here doing it to them, but has suffered a loss.
Hold up a second. Have the B-Stream games not finished yet?
I was about to say, Chad, just relax for a second, okay? I'm trying to do this thing. And
sorry, man. You wrap it up.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, there's some B-Stream stuff going on. You can check that out, but I'd highly encourage you to stick around for the North American Pro League. However, yes, Astralis are still the best.
Nothing's changed. The status quo has stayed the same.
Everything is exactly how we left it. Astralis still at the very top, and then there's everybody else after them.
Yeah, Navi battled back. It was good that FaZe were able to grab a couple of wins as well. I think that's definitely going to boost their chances of making it to the playoffs. I think right now, if you were to take this top 7, it's not too bad. Maybe one of the only names who we would be missing, maybe the likes of Mouse Sports. Space Soldiers also impress us from time to time. So a little bit of moving and shaking still to happen.
Chad, look at the round differential here. Look at the gap from Astralis to Big. That's up plus 121.
Yeah, and they've played significantly more games as well. So you have to be pretty happy with how that one's played on out. There have been a lot of overtime games as well so far in the season. If you just take a look at those secondary columns where we've got wins and losses. So lots of action that you can definitely catch. It doesn't look good for Ager, who's apparently just changed roster. sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard. They've only played 6 games, so we're going to be seeing a lot of them in the next couple of weeks.
They might be playing some games down in the Mountain Dew League here real soon.
Yeah, well, maybe the North American schedule is...
Yeah, I think it's on the cards. Let's take a look at the North American broadcast and schedule they're in, because they're coming up right after us. You don't want to miss those guys, because they're here for you, just like we're here for you.
Yeah, the Crypt Keepers, we call them, because unfortunately over there, you know, they have to do the night shift. They have to hang around here. But there are always some bangers of games within that North American region. Last night, you know, we had the likes of MIBR playing. And here's tonight's games.
Here's tonight's games, Chad. That's absolutely right. Ghost Gaming on a tear in North America, showing people why they're getting ghosted online. Of course, Luminosity and Renegades are going to be on their plate tonight. And then we're going to have a doubleheader from Renegades. Of course, Cloud9 going to try to get in there and do some damage now that they've got that little weird team situation.
Standing in?
You know, Chad, I'm not privy to these things anymore. I've got the entire EU broadcast to worry about. So, yes, I'll look into it for you.
Maybe the North American guys can tell us when we swap places with them.
Yeah, and you know what? You're talking about swapping places. Tomorrow, we will be swapping to a different studio. I don't want to call it a room, a different studio. But have no fear, we'll be there. And with that, of course, the close of the show is coming on. You knew it had to happen. You knew we had to say goodbye to you. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Make sure you have some prime tweets loaded up for tomorrow with the hashtag ESL Pro League. And make sure you're here with us on the final match day, number 10 of the second week of ESL Pro League.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo. Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.